Matthew Vanish X Zone. I'm Marcus, and we're here, to play City of Mist, to learn how to play, because Vanish is out of town for the time being. Oh, and I have stuff on the overlay that I don't mean to be there. One sec. No, that's the overlay itself. Okay, yeah, so, we're playing City of Mist. We're playing using, uh, the set that they give out, if you just, uh, you give them your email, they send you a whole set with a bunch of um, character playbooks, and a quick start guide, and that's what we're playing with. And two preliminary introductory cases that you can play with whoever you're playing with. Today we're playing with two of the cast of the usual Thursday stream. That's Asma and Jack. Hello, Asma and Jack. And we also have a guest, Gov.
Hello,
Hey,
that's me.
thanks for joining us, guys. So yeah, I think we're gonna start out just by going, by looking at the characters. So we're in Roll20 right now. Ooh, that's not what characters. Yeah. So I'll just go through each one, uh, and then you guys can choose. I don't know if you want to go in a certain order or like bid or something, but yeah. Let's just go through the characters here. Oh, also I'll post the link for the download page just so you guys can check it out.
Okay.
Are we actually streaming?
Yep, I'm watching the stream.
Oh, okay, good.
Someone, yeah. just to see if anybody comments and whatnot. Be cool. On Roll20, do I have to click launch game?
Yeah, that'll take you to the editor where it'll tell you everything.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, and then in the journal, the third logo from the right on the top right.
Oh yeah.
Or not from the right, sorry, from the left in the top right. Yeah. You'll find all the characters. So Bush Aho is not one. That's one I'm editing, I believe. But those four there are four of the 7 that are playable. Those are the ones that are good to go. You're gonna be able to click on them and everything. I still have a couple more to add. So that'll be those 3 toward the bottom in handouts. So Flicker, Kitsune, and Salamander. Those 3 you won't be able to click on the sheet. Like for the time being, you'll have to add those bonuses manually. But you can still play those. And just to go through them really quick. So the first character we have out of the pre-generated characters in the quick start guide are Declan Lestrange, who is I think they describe him as a dubious arms dealer and a gunslinger. You can think of him, I think, as like one of the agents in the Trippy Dream movie, Inception. His life is being taken over by some sort of force that is making it such that like it's like he's in a dream all the time. He will open a door at home and it will lead to somewhere else. It'll be in a marketplace, or he'll turn invisible or something without warning. And it says that in his character cards. That's how characters are defined in this. So the background for the world is that legendary forces, in the literal sense, legends are always at work in this city. And the city can be based on any city that we want. But those forces are always at work and always trying to manifest themselves, but they can't because of the mist. And the mist is another conscious force, which acts as I guess a barrier to those forces and makes them not able to manifest themselves. And the only way that they are able to, the only way the legends, the mythos, are able to manifest themselves is through rifts, which is all the characters that players play, all the player characters. So each character is, I don't want to say possessed because I don't think that's quite right, but each character is being is a conduit for some sort of force. So like one of the characters we have is Excalibur, and she is a conduit for the legendary sword Excalibur, or I guess more appropriately, the legend of Excalibur. And then we also have Kitsune, which is a fox spirit. We have Salamander, who is primordial, like an elemental salamander. He's a conduit for one of those forces. So the player characters, the rifts, are the only way that those forces can manifest themselves in the world because of the mist. But the mist also compensates for that by influencing everybody who isn't awakened, who isn't a conduit to those forces, and who isn't aware of those forces, by making them forget everything that they see, um, relating to those forces. So if you use like a lightning power, they will like pass it off as like an electrical surge or something, or they will straight up forget. So that's how the mist deals with that. And it is possible. The mist is a conscious force. It is possible that if it sees you as enough of a threat, it will take care of you, uh, so to speak. It will make sure that you're not allowing a mythos to come through. So that's more or less the basis of the game. Um, it's balanced between mythos, which is those forces, those legendary forces, and then everything surrounding them, so mystery and whatnot, and logos, which is the more mundane sides of things, in the literal sense, just everything that isn't magical. So each character will have four defining traits, I guess we'll say, and they will have some distribution of mythos-oriented traits against logos-oriented traits. So we can look at Declan Lestrange. Um, we look at his so he has a balance of 1 to 3, so 1 mythos trait against 3 logos traits. So he is what's called, I think, awakened. um there's a name for each kind of balance, but he is someone who's not very deep into the mythos part of his life yet. More of his life is still tied to the mundane. So his one mythos trait is living in a dream. um the mystery of that mythos. Each mythos has a mystery associated with it. I guess each Lotus does too, but the mystery of his is to find out who is guiding the dream. So that's his. While he has that card, that's his objective. And then each trait will have tags. Each will have 3 that can be applied to any action. So there's 8 core moves. We'll get to those later when we're actually playing, I think. But you can make those moves, and if any of your tags apply from any of your traits, you can add bonuses for each one that does. So the power tags for living in a dream are mysterious reality bending, subconscious reaction speed, and premonitions. So if at any point we think any of those tags would apply to any of the actions at Daquan, if somebody's playing Daquan, um, if we think it would apply, we can add those bonuses and it would affect the rest in that way. Yeah. So let's see what else. We'll look at one of the mundane ones too. One of his logos traits is dubious antique dealer, and the power tags for that are archaeologists, smuggling, and business connections. So, yeah, again, so for any of the roles that he makes, if business connections would help him, he would quote unquote burn that tag, and then he wouldn't be able to use it again until the session ends, or until the next session rather. So yeah, that's more or less how the characters work. That's how they're built. So we will go through each one of them. I'll describe them briefly, I guess, and then we can choose which ones we want to play. Or you guys can choose which ones you want to play, I guess. So yeah, there's Declan Lestrange. He is, like I said, like the Inception agents. I think the caveat is that he doesn't really have any conscious control of the dreams. So I'm not sure how to interpret that. Like so each tag has a weakness too, or each trait has a weakness too, and that's his weakness. You can't control dreams, so I don't know if that means stuff only happens randomly and you can't choose what happens and how it benefits you. But we'll see if anyone chooses. And next up is Excalibur. I mentioned her before. She is her mythos. Is the legendary sword Excalibur. Let's see. So her mythos trait is the ultimate weapon. I think the background is that she finds a silver bracelet that can transform into any weapon. And the weakness, the drawback is that it's really conspicuous in weapon form. Yeah. Mitosis is the Incredible Hulk, pretty much. He was an ex-boxer. He was drunk driving, which is a big no-no. and crash into a truck full of chemicals, chemical X, that sort of thing. And he turns into the Hulk pretty much. He has a different balance of mythos to logos traits. So he has two to two. Two mythos, two logos. And I forget what the name for that, what the term for that is, but he is pretty well balanced in terms of his personal life and his like underground, mysterious, magical life. Um, and that is to say that the balance it's even, but it's not to say that both sides are like good. Um, for example, his logos traits, his mundane traits are biochemical accident, which doesn't it has tags and you can use them, but that's not a great thing, obviously. And X-Boxer, which is, I guess, a little more positive. The tags for that are boxing, mean right hook, and gambling, so however those would help, you could use them, I would think, combat. Um, and then his logos tags, or sorry, his mythos tags, are rapid cell growth and survivability. So survivability lets him harden his inner organs, and resist weather and grow roots, whatever that means. Um, and then rapid cell growth allows him to grow extra limbs, to build muscle instantly, um, and huge is one of the tags, however that would apply. Yeah, so that's mitosis. Um, Postmortem is next. Postmortem is essentially Widowmaker from Overwatch. She is undead. She's an undead assassin that woke up in a lab one day. I think with some sort of enhancements or something. But she is also another 2-2 balanced character. Her logos, or sorry, her mythos tags are a Walking Dead. And the power tags for that are that she can't die, she doesn't breathe, and she doesn't eat food or drink. And then oh, I didn't finish postmortem. The other thing is the gadgets that she has. Helix Labs gadgets. I'll finish that up while we're playing. But yeah, so hers are balanced like the way mitosis are. And she's Widowmaker. She shoot good and she dead. And she's an assassin. Then Flicker. Let's see here. I forgot the Flicker. I think she's a hacker. Kitsune I described before. He's a fox spirit. He manifests as well, not manifest, but he is in his real life a teenager, a kid, who dresses like a ninja, who fights like a ninja, and who wears a fox mask. But his mythos is a fox spirit, so that's what he's got going on. Can't figure out how to open these. Okay. Salamander, Flicker. Yeah, let's see here. So his balance is 3-1, so he has a lot more mythos than he has logos traits. His mythos traits are Messenger of Good Fortune, Ninja after a fashion, and Trickster Fox Spirit. And his one logos trait is a defining relationship. It's his relationship with someone else, somebody named Kaito, who I don't know too much about right now, but yeah, that's his logos trait. It's probably going to be hard to see. Okay, and then we have Salamander, who I think I also mentioned. He is, his balance is 3-1. He only has one mythos trait. His mythos trait is that he is a conduit for for a primordial, like, elemental, for a salamander, of an elemental from a time when fire and water were one plane, one thing. So he has, like, control of, like, that plasma force. I think it's called Nimbus. That he can use to make shield or whips or anything of that sort, and it behaves like water and fire at the same time. So that's his deal. Then we have our last character, Flicker. She is a hacker, as far as I can tell. I think that's how they describe her. She has space-time warping as a mythos trait, and expanding senses. Those are her two mythos traits. And her two logos traits are hipster. Let's see the power tags on those. Sarcastic remarks, free thinker, and fashionable carry-all bag. Those are her things that she can take advantage of in any of her roles. Um, and her other logo trait is Mad Hacker Skills, not with a Z, surprisingly, just skills with an S. The tags on that are computers, network communications, and data mining. That's pretty cool. So yeah, those are our pre-generated characters. Those are the ones that we can choose from. Does anything jump out to anyone?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in Kitsune.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ninja.
Yeah. So his character sheet is in the handouts there.
Right. I'll have a look.
Yeah. I
Okay,
will
I
add him
don't
as an actual character. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't see the actual like if it's in Roll20, I don't see it.
Yeah.
So or any of the characters.
Oh really? Okay,
Yeah, I can't see any of the characters in the journal either.
Yeah.
In journal, you guys are in journal.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah,
nothing in
so I
journal.
think you just have to edit so that way you can see them.
Oh, okay, hold on. Because I saw the editing like right or whatever. Do I have to show it to you guys? Oh god, I don't know how to use Roll20 either. Show the players.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, probably. Yeah, just test it out.
So I tried it on Declan. Declan Lestrange. Oh,
There we go.
Popped up.
Okay, yeah, I see it.
hey,
Yep.
cool. Okay, so I'll do that for all of them.
Okay, great.
So yeah, Declan, Excalibur, and Mitosis are all good to go. You'll be able to use them right off the bat. Postmortem, I need to add a couple things too, but I can do that right now. Yeah. I'm gonna show these all of you. And then, so all of those themes, all of those cards, that represent the traits of each character, also have a crew equivalent, one that's for the entire group. I figured we could decide that ourselves. Let me find that. That just so there's a theme for the crew that has the same sort of tags and traits. Where is it? That just describes the kind of crew that you guys are. Okay, here we go. So there's 4 different, well, at least in this supplement, there's 4 different crew themes that we can have. There's the pros, and the identity of that is that you guys have your eyes on the prize, so to speak. And the tags that you have are professional, coordination, expenses account, and cool-headed. And the weakness tag, I'll tell you more about weakness tag, but the weakness tag is greedy bastards. So for each of those themes, for each of the ones that the characters had, each of those traits have a weakness tag that instead of you adding them to boost your rolls, they will impede your rolls. They will subtract points. They will subtract power, which is what you add to your rolls, away from your rolls. And you can add them yourself, and they will help develop your those themes. But I can also add them. I'll say like, you guys are greedy bastards, so add this to this roll, etc., etc. And that'll work for each weakness tag on any cards. So that's the pros. The professionals. The next crew theme is masked vigilante investigations. Their identity is to keep the city clean. We need to get our hands dirty. The power tags that they have are office space, got each other's back, and blow off some steam. And then the weakness tag is stepping on each other's toes. And then the next crew theme is Dabblers in the Mist. What ancient secrets are hidden in the city? That's our identity. Their power tags are Empathic Connection, Guidance from a Strange Mystic, and Divine Intervention. And the weakness tag is In Over Our Heads. Conspiracy Busters. So I don't know that each of these has an equivalent in like media, but Masked Vigilante Investigation kind of strikes me as a very direct comparison would be like Batman. A little less direct would be Watchmen. Like they're investigators, but they happen to be superheroes too. The pros, the professionals, I think is more like actual investigators that just happen to have superpowers, or not superpowers, but powers. Dabblers in the Mist, I don't know if there's a direct comparison to be made. But the next one, Conspiracy Busters, kind of strikes me as being somewhere between Ghostbusters and Mythbusters. So that's the crew theme. Their identity is who else is involved in this. So I guess they would be looking to find out who else is involved in whatever case you guys are in. Their power tags are won't get fooled again, insider tip, and surveillance equipment. So those are the things that they have at their disposal. So for the power tags, they work the same way that character themes do. The crew themes work the same way that character themes do. If anyone uses one of these power tags, if anyone burns one of these power tags, it'll be expended for the session, I believe. But there's also ways to either extend their use or restore their use. So that's how the power tags work for crews. And the weakness for Conspiracy Busters is evidence disappears. I think that's it for the crew things. So this is one we'll have to decide as a group. Just to say them again, it's the pros, the professionals, masked vigilante investigations, dabblers in the mist, and conspiracy busters. If anyone has a preference, I have none. But yeah, if we have any sort of consensus.
I think probably the professionals sound good, at least to me. How about you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
have no preference. Sure, we'll go with that.
Cool. So I'll let you guys choose your characters. You can, I mean, I don't care what you do with them. You can change their names. The traits will remain the same, I guess. But if you want to change their names, that's cool. You can choose their real names too, because I think all of these are like aliases. But I will add the crew theme to one of those. I'll probably just do whichever one is on top. If you could edit the names and put your name next to them in parentheses or something, just so I know who's playing who. And then I will add, I'll add the crew theme on there at some point.
I'll probably go Declan, I think.
Yeah, you'll Declan Lestrange. Okay. Gov, you said you like Kitsune?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Asma, did you have anything that you like?
Yeah, I think I'll go with Excalibur actually.
Cool. Okay. So let me add Kitsune here because it's the only one that doesn't have. Actual sheet. Okay, so in Roll20, making the rolls is actually rather easy. I will use Declan's as an example. As people have been rolling.
Jesus, he scared me.
Yeah, okay, so you guys have been rolling already. So for Declan, he has Living in a Dream. I'll use that as an example. So in some situation, his tags would help. You would go down to the tag itself. If Living in a Dream has a tag that would help, you'd go to Living in a Dream. You would check off whichever one helps. So we'll say Mysterious Reality Bending helps. And then on the left side of the page at the top left, we have all the core moves.
And it would add to the power tag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that's how the bonuses work. So Jack rolled for Convince, and we decided that Mysterious Reality Bending would help with that somehow. He rolled an 8, I believe, and power tag gave him 1 more, so he got 9, which is a mild success. The success tiers are 7 to 9 are a mild success, so a success with a complication. And 10 plus is like a resounding success, everything goes well, yada yada. What else? I could describe each of the core moves, but I feel like it might help just to describe them as we run into them. So I think we just need to choose which of the 2 cases we're going to play. I'm doing this with 0 prep. I looked at the premises for each of them, but I didn't read through the cases themselves. 1 sec here.
I have no clue how to roll.
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'll have to set that up for you right now. I'll do that now. But if you want to do another character, if you go to like so yeah, for Kitsune it's not gonna do anything yet, but for Mitosis, if you go to his page, it'll open up to bio first, I think, but you'll want to move over to the character sheet tab at the top. And then you'll see cards. He has 5 of them. The one on the far left is the crew theme. That you won't have to mess with for the time being.
Yeah.
The 4 next to that, to the right of that, are his traits. So he has two Mythos 2 logos, and those are where you will go down to tags on each one of those 4, any of those 4, and the power tags each have a little checkbox next to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you'll click on that if you think it would help for a roll. If we decide that it would help for a roll, and then you will roll, and then you will click on one of the 8 core moves at the top left of the page. Those are convince, change the game, face danger, go toe to toe, hit with all you've got, investigate, sneak around, and take a risk. So if any of your traits would help with that, and if any of the tags would help with that, you would add it and then just roll, and it'll do all the math for you.
I've got it. Okay.
Yeah, there's also story tags. I think just I can add those, but anyone can use them. They are more on the temporary side. So each of those tags that you have as a character lasts your whole. Well, not entirely. They last until you either develop them, until you improve them, or until you switch them out. There's mechanics for both. But story tags are temporary. I could say that something beneficial happens. I think maybe even something detrimental, but somebody could burn it and then it would be done for, I think. But I think those can also be extended. Their use can be extended. Yeah, so that's how rolls work, basically. And there's no initiative. There's no initiative in this game. Everything just kind of happens as... I think it focuses on the flow of conversation. Combat, I think, is more or less the same. Like, you guys can go in any order. And I think once you've all gone, I'll have the baddies go. Okay, so the two sample cases that we have are... I don't want to give away too much about them. Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Don't need that. Okay. So the 2 sample cases we have are Demons in Crossend. Yeah. The first one's called Demons in Crossend, and the second is V is Going for Viral. V is Going for Viral is the one that I read most into. Without giving anything away, the core, the plot of the case is that teenagers keep disappearing. Their parents don't know where they go. Nobody knows where they go. Well, not nobody, but you know. But they always come back after a short time, after a few days. So that's the crux of that case. And then Demons in Crossend. See here, it's the hook. Yeah.
Since
So
you read more into the other one, we should do that probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if that sounds okay with everyone, I'm down to do that.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's all good.
Of course.
So yeah, that's the crux of that case. It's just that teenagers are disappearing, and the people who are concerned for them don't know why, but they always return. One sec here. Yeah. Cool. Okay. So remind me what your guys' characters are again. Jack is doing Declan.
Declan.
Yeah. Esma's using Excalibur.
And
Guy's using
Kitsune.
Kitsune, okay.
I don't see Kitsune in the characters. Is that because you haven't added it yet?
Yeah, I'm adding it now.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, you can also look at it's I think it's a little harder to see. But in handouts, Kitsune, she is there. That'll show you all of his traits.
Oh yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So yeah, for the time being, you can use that, and we can just add those bonuses manually. But I'll add those now too. I'll add an actual character sheet. I'm closing stuff. Is anybody like losing anything that they don't mean to? Like I just closed Excalibur, but can you still see?
Yeah.
Esma? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, let's look at this case then. I'll probably get that open. Cool. Okay, So the case starts out with I think each of you going about your days as you might normally, but one of you gets I'll say Excalibur because Excalibur has contacts from various resources. You Excalibur get contacted um by an informant, not an informant, but a broker, an information broker that you know, um, who who discovered that something big, something mysterious, is being shipped into the docks in the city. And for the purposes of this, we'll just refer to the city as the city. Um, doesn't need to be any place in particular. Um, but yeah, he tells you that something maybe relating to the fact that teenagers are disappearing recently is being received at the docks in the city at Pier 71. So that's the address that he tells you about. Maybe he sends you like an email or text message or something saying something's going down at Pier 71. Not sure what, but it might have something to do with the disappearances.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can proceed with that however you'd like to. You guys chose the pros, I think, right, for the crew theme.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it would be in a professional capacity. There's some expectation that you will take up this case, and anyone involved would be, inclined to help you out.
Yeah, sure. Would I know both Declan and Kitsune prior to this?
Oh, sorry, one more time.
Would I know both Declan and Kitsune prior to this?
Yeah, we'll say that you all work together. So for whatever reason, everyone who is touched by the mythos, that's the term for someone who only has one mythos card. So Declan is touched. Um, Everyone who has mythos, which is everyone in some capacity, has reason to delve into it, to learn more about it, and to develop their relationship with it. So we'll say that that's how you guys came together. You all have that common thing and interest, and you decided to pursue it through a more professional route rather than being vigilantes or something of that sort. So yeah, you guys have a working relationship at the very least. It remains to be seen whether you guys have like a personal relationship too. You guys can decide that.
Okay. So can I try and contact the both of them and sort of just explain that I've been contacted by a reasonable source of information and there's potentially some suspicious activity that may be occurring at Pier 70.
Sure. You would have contact information for both of them, so you're free to contact them however you'd like. You could call, you could text.
Yeah, I'll text up both of them.
Okay. So you both, Kitsune and Declan, you both receive a message saying, or from Excalibur saying that she's received a lead, potentially having to do with the fact that teenagers have been missing in the city lately.
Well,
I think I'm going to join her.
Yeah. Reply, say that I'll follow along.
Okay. So there's the pier. That's the one that you have. But you guys could meet somewhere else, or you guys could meet en route. You guys could meet there. Whatever you'd like.
I'll
Meet beforehand,
meet her
maybe?
at the pier.
You'll meet her at the pier.
Yeah, at the pier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Right.
I'm wondering how granular to get. Oh yeah, disclaimer. I'm not a DM. I've done this like twice. So
It's fine. It'll go well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all right.
So yeah, I'm not sure how granular to get with this. I'm always down to like, or I'm always interested in like having the opportunity for roles. So I'm wondering if I should make you guys roll for getting your way there. But for the sake of continuity or whatever, we'll say you guys just each have your own mode of transportation, your own way of getting there. Does anyone want to take any particular route or mode of transportation to get there?
I mean, I'm a ninja, right? So I'll probably just jump on some buildings.
Yeah,
and
run across the
run
roof.
there. Yeah.
That's pretty on brand. I like that. Excalibur, you have a lot more resources at hand.
Yeah, I
think.
might just go there in a limousine or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say it might be something like that. Okay, so you have your driver, your yeah, driver take you.
Oh wait, I forgot that I think there are some abilities that we may have that are at the start of the session.
At the start of the session.
So, yeah, I know that I have one that's at the beginning of every session. One player goes into a monologue as his or her character, relating the character's thoughts and feelings at this point in the story.
Yeah, okay, we can do that.
And
so, do you want to do it before you've received information about the lead, or like at that same point?
Yeah, I'm not. Oh wait, I think Asma has it too.
Yeah, is that
same?
Is that
Yeah, I've got.
Is that a core move?
Oh, yeah, it's a core move.
It's a cinematic, actually.
Oh, wait, yeah, I can't actually. Yeah. I didn't actually realize you could switch between the two.
Oh, okay. So some of those are optional. Like downtime montage is what it sounds like. You would get downtime, and you can heal statuses or develop traits and stuff. Which one is this?
Okay.
Voiceover monologue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's like just a generic one.
It's a move. Did somebody roll it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that was just me. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see this. So yeah, if anybody, I'm not going to force anyone to do that, but yeah, if you have some internal monologue going on about the events that are transpiring, feel free to voice them. Oh, I guess it's one character. It says one player goes into monologue as his or her character.
Do either of you guys want to?
You're quite the storyteller, Jack. I think you should do it.
Yeah, you seem like a natural choice.
Go ahead.
That's fair. All right, let's see.
Yeah, so the facts so
So
far
look at the
are
character.
that teeny boppers are missing, but they've never gone for more than 2 or 3 days. But also no one knows where they go. And Excalibur has just contacted you with the lead at the pier.
All right.
It's been 3 weeks until it started happening. Kids disappearing all over the city. It's a damn shame, but at least we have the comfort and solace in knowing that they mysteriously appear back at us. Do I know what's going on? No. Have I seen this before? Yes, but I've also never seen them come back. It's one of those things that really makes you question the normal rule of crime and law. Who's kidnapping these people? Why is it happening? I just got a lead. A friend of mine, an old friend from way back when, has decided to get together a small team in order to investigate these disappearances. And this, I think, is going to be a long and arduous journey, but I'm ready to take it.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you.
Oh,
God, yeah, as a tonal thing, that's really choice. So yeah, those are the circumstances. Kitsune is Naruto running across the rooftops to the pier. Excalibur is traveling in style, I think, as she usually does. Declan,
Cool.
do you have a way of getting there?
I think I'm just going to take moderately beat up car, an older car. Like I'd say a little bit of an older make and model. You know, like it doesn't really seem like this character is one to have like a new car, but he does have a favorite one, probably one that he's worked on a lot.
All right, yeah. So we're not talking a beater. We're just talking an older car.
Yeah, like an older car, like kind of like a classic American muscle car, if we're talking in terms of like, yeah. Cool. So,
a Charger or a Challenger or something. I know cars. Yeah. Okay. So you make your way over to Pier 71 too. So you all arrive via different methods. And the docks are huge. I think maybe a lot of ocean, like sea-based trade is going on in this town. Do we have a time of day that we want to?
Do we know?
edgy. Let's make it nighttime.
Yeah, I think relatively late. Yeah.
Yeah, it can be late.
It's noir. Everything has to be night. There's no such thing as daytime in this city.
It's Alaska. Yeah. Oh, you were saying something, Asma? You're asking.
Oh no, I was gonna say, do we know what time that the sort of boat or whatever was supposed to dock at?
No, I think the implication. So your contact didn't give you a time, but I think the implication is that it's going down now, like as you speak, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
probably an ongoing process.
Okay,
so
cool.
yeah, you guys, we'll say you got that contact in the late afternoon, and you guys are arriving in the evening. Probably not
Mhm.
pitch dark, like middle of the night, but maybe 9, 10. Yeah, and the docks are huge. They're run down, and it has rare visitors. Like the only people coming in and out are dock workers, and even that's pretty rare. So maybe it was once pretty industrious, but it is winding down. What you would know, what some of you would know as professional investigators is that smugglers routinely use the piers as a point of transport, and they also use hangars that are adjacent to the docks, so virtually in the same space, in the same setting. The Like I said, it's pretty inactive right now. At this time, even dock workers would be gone, but you do see one of the hangars is guarded. There's men standing in front. Depending on what kind of approach you guys are taking, you would see different things about them, but you can definitely see that there's people guarding one of the hangars.
Hey, do we want to be really confrontational, or do we want to just
I
be
think
nice and
personally,
sweet talking out of them?
as Kitsune, I feel like I'm really gonna be hiding in the shadows and whatnot. You guys could go up to them, and then I like hide in the back and investigate personally, or sneak behind them or whatever, stuff like that.
I think I have an idea.
Okay, cool. What is?
So are there any cranes, or like essentially like how shipping containers and docks and stuff usually have those very large cranes
for loading the containers on? Yeah, I'd say there would be. There's a variety actually. There's a conventional kind with one arm that moves one crane or one container. And then there's also the those kinds that are like 4-post. They have like wheels that can move around ships and containers and lift up. I think multiple. I'm not sure. But they have the kind that are more like crane game like cranes. They
okay.
have like an XY axis and everything. So yes, in short, yes, they are cranes.
All right, I'm gonna talk in character. Kitsune is there, right?
Yeah. Were you trying to hide or anything, Kitsune? Were you trying to hide like in general or from your crew?
I've revealed myself to these two.
Okay, yeah, then Kitsune is present.
All right, I'm gonna take the. I'm just going to. You know what? Cigarettes are mandatory for just everybody. Now, normally I'm not a fan of like smoking, but since this is noir, that's just like a guaranteed thing. So I'm just going to take my infinitely respawning and guaranteed cigarette out of my mouth. I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I think I have a plan. I'm gonna need your help, Kitsune, though, in particular.
Okay, absolutely.
This is going to be a little bit of a thing that I can't do on my own. I'm going to need the keys for the crane, the biggest crane that we can find. So It's dark out, and I'm not sure if there's any guards guarding any of the key places, or if you know the language or the docks a little bit better than I do, but this is definitely going to be a difficult one. If you guys do that, I'll distract the guards, and then we'll be able to go in.
Okay, you can leave that up to me.
So the plan is to get Kitsune to steal the keys for one of the cranes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have to see whether the keys are actually on somebody, whether they've been left in a guard post or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
So you'll have to find out where the keys are. I'm guessing you can decide if you do or not. I'm guessing you want to go undetected doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna be sneaking around in the shadows and whatnot. Crouching down.
Yeah. So out of the core moves, that would constitute both investigation and sneak around. We can do those in different orders, so we'll do sneak around first.
Okay.
If you take a look at your just in the handout for now, in your tags, is there anything that you see that would help you for this role, help you be stealthy?
In Ninja After a Fashion, one of the new power tags is move in the shadows.
Okay, so that's I think that's an improvement. I think that's what you could get later on.
Okay, so for now I just stick to the 3 power tags that are there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. I think probably parkour artist could help, because if I'm like jumping around, trying to stay out of sight, that could be.
For sure.
Or nimble as a fox, yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Both of those. Yeah, both of those could help, actually.
So that's actually one of your one of Kitsune's combos is parkour artist and nimble as a fox. They also have it here as having daring, but that's more for a take the risk role.
Yeah.
But I'll say you could use either or both of parkour artist and nimble as a fox to add to your role.
Okay.
So you will do for the time being, you'll do 2d6 plus 2.
Right. Is it slash roll 2d6?
Yep.
Plus 2, yeah? Okay.
Hey, yeah, so that's a 10. That's a resounding success. You're a ninja. You're kind of self-made. Like, there's no ninjas in the city to teach you how to do what you do. You've learned on your own by whatever it means. And you move stealthily throughout the throughout this compound, throughout these docks. Where do you head first?
I head towards the if I see any guard outpost or any like admin offices or anything like that,
Yeah.
I think I should head towards those first before I head towards the hangar, because the hangar is probably not going to have the actual keys to the crane. Rather, it's just going to have what the operation is going on.
True this, yeah. So there's no actual guard outposts. There's in each of the hangars there's gallery levels, so like offices that overlook the hangars themselves. You'd be able to see the windows of those. I'll say a few are pretty close to cranes. You could try one of those.
Yeah, one of the ones nearby the cranes.
Okay. So I'll say they probably have accesses from the outside. And you can access them.
Yeah, sneaking. Yeah, sneaking through one of those. Okay.
So you're good on the sneak. You're not gonna be detected. You're nimble as a fox.
Yeah.
So get in though.
Okay.
Let's see. How do you want to get in? So there's different ways. Like I said, there's one on the outside, but that would involve climbing. That would involve scaling a wall and then eventually getting onto a platform that'll get you to the inside. Or you could find one of the doors on the ground level and then find the normal way up via stairs.
Okay. If this hangar isn't guarded, then I don't think there's going to be any risk of people being in there. It's a gamble, but
Yeah.
I think if I, instead of trying to climb and possibly falling, I'll just go through the normal route and try and find some stairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to one of the warehouses that are, or one of the hangars that are relatively close to the cranes that you're trying to find keys for. And it's totally dead. Like every other part except for the hangar that's being guarded of the docks is pretty much like empty. You find your way inside, and you see the gallery level. You see stairs leading up to the gallery level into the offices. Yeah, so you make your way up there.
Yeah, I go up there, try to find the keys.
So there's actually a bonus here for having snuck in, or actual like bit of the story. So yeah, you'll make your way into the office. In the office that you find, there is a plaque on the wall, or like a key hanger. I don't know what those are called. A key rack, I guess. With a ring of keys on it. but it has several keys on it. So you found keys. You're not sure if they work for the crane.
Okay. Can I see if any of them have labels on or tags?
Yeah, they don't have tags in terms of like words tags, but they have colored like coated rubber housings.
Okay.
So there's a few different colors. Yeah.
Are any the cranes, are they the same color or are they different colors? Because they might coordinate.
The cranes are all the same color.
Okay.
They're a dingy, worn down, rusty yellow.
Okay. I mean, I could just take all the keys just to make sure that I don't have to come back. How many keys are there?
We'll say like 8 or 9. Quite a few.
Eight or 9 rings of keys.
8 or 9 keys on the one ring.
Okay, on the one ring. Okay.
Yeah.
If I take them and I drop them or something, they could be quite loud. But it's a risk that I might have to take because I don't know which key goes to which crane or whatever.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably just have to take the bunch of keys. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want, you could do another sneak around. So each of the core moves is intended to be pretty broad. So sneak around could mean sneaking somewhere in the conventional sense, being quiet while moving. But it could also be being deceptive. It could also be muffling keys that you just
Muffling
stole.
keys. Okay, great.
So if there's anything that you think would help with that, you can add that. You can burn those tags.
Okay.
If not, you can just roll straight 2d6 if you want to try to do that.
Thinking about it, I possibly illusory appearance, but I don't really think I can muffle a sound. It's more of a physical illusion. I think I'll just roll the dice.
Okay.
Okay. So this is to muffle the keys, yeah?
Yeah. Let's see what you got here.
4 and a 5.
So 9. That's a mild success. So we'll say that you're whatever you're wearing, you have like a sleeve long enough or something to wrap the keys in it in your palm. And it's pretty effective, but there's a lot of keys. So maybe every now and then they are slipping loose or you're not able to grip them all entirely, so they will be jingling occasionally. But you more or less have them muffled and in your palm.
Great. Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I could make my way back to these two and see whether the keys work for any of the cranes nearby.
Okay. Oh, so you're heading to the cranes or to them first?
I'll go straight to the cranes. I'll assume that Declan knows I've managed to complete my duty.
Okay. So Declan and Excalibur, you guys are together, I assume. You see Kitsune sneak in through the ground entrance of one of the hangars, and sneak back out, and then head immediately towards one of the cranes. So yeah, that's what you see him do. Kitsune, you arrive at one of the cranes, at the closest one. It's one of the conventional single arm, single container moving cranes. Like I said, it's a dingy, rusty yellow. And the door is unlocked. You may enter if you so desire.
Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm not entirely sure what the plan is. First of all, it was to get the keys.
I got you at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll at this point, I'm going to, and this is just going to be like a fun little story anecdote. At this point, I'm going to see him go towards the crane instead of back at us, and I'm just going to assume that he just was up to some shit or something. And I'm just going to go, God damn it, that kid's going to get himself killed. We gotta go now. He's headed for the crane.
Okay.
Right.
So, and I think I'm going to run after him, but I think that's going to be taking a risk, right?
Yeah, so I was going to say, it's probably not close enough to the guarded hangar that the guards would hear you, but it might be within line of sight. So let's see what you got there. 8, a mild success, okay. So you make it. You run over, and you're fast enough, that you don't set off the alarm, so to speak. But you think maybe someone might have caught a glimpse of you at the corner of their eye.
Okay. And for the hard bargain or ugly choice?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. What?
I think that's like an actual thing.
In
I
the
was
take
reading.
Yeah, it says.
Okay. Okay, so on a 7 or 9, the MC will describe a complication and present you with the difficult choice between 2 or 3 negative outcomes.
Oh, that's
For example, you may succeed.
That's make a hard choice, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think I got one of those. Yeah, hard bargain or ugly choice.
Is that for the move make a hard choice or for take a risk?
So it's if you roll poorly on take a risk.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that'll be one of the options. Is somebody maybe glances? We'll say somebody does glance out of the corner of their eye, but that's I guess that's pretty bad. So someone will see you is one. What else? Maybe an injury somehow. What are you doing exactly? Just sprinting right over there?
Yeah, but I'm not sure how old I am. Like I could, you know what I'm saying? Like I could. He does have a thing that's like I've been around, so you know.
What's the weakness for that for being around?
Let me see. Distrustful, but that's different. Like I think it's like a more of a like emotional or conversational thing as opposed
that doesn't quite apply.
Yeah.
So okay. So anybody of any age can like roll an ankle, right?
Yeah, of course. Like I could just like sprain a hamstring.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say
slowing me down for an escape.
We'll say the bargain is either you get seen or you suffer a physical injury, and then you'll get a status from that, which will affect your rolls later on.
Okay. That is a tough one because both of those do affect very significantly.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm going to take the physical injury.
Okay.
I'm going to say that as I'm sprinting towards it, I try to keep pace with just the speed of Kitsune.
Yeah,
and I can't catch up.
That's tough.
And
He's
I'm
a
just
spry little ninja kid. Like that's hard to keep up with.
And I sprain my hamstring, and I just go, god damn it, fuck.
Okay, so that's that'll take us to statuses. So there's no hit points in this. There's statuses, and each status has the potential to debilitate you, depending on the tier. They go from 1 to 5, and their tag, their description changes depending on the severity. So I'll say you suffer a status at the tier of 1. We'll have to decide what that is, because a sprain sounds more like a...
Okay.
Sprains are pretty bad, right? I've never sprained anything.
We'll just put it as mobility, right?
Yeah, well, it has to describe what the status is, like what the injury is. So like zapped would be a level 1 for like electricity based stuff, and then straight up electrocuted might be like 3 or something. I think sprain might be like more of a 4 or a 5. But we could just make it a 1. I don't know.
Okay, it's up to you.
We'll just say injured. So in the tag for one of the statuses you have at the bottom of your character sheet, the tag will be injured. The tier will be 1. So if anything would affect that, you will add it to, well, subtract it rather from your power, later on. But
alright, and then I'll put walking speed.
Okay. Then you, but you make it over to Kitsune, and you find him. Oh, Kitsune, you didn't actually say yourself that you're going into the crane. I just said it was open.
Yeah, so he's seen me go into the crane, so he's had to run over.
Okay, so you get inside. Declan runs over. You see, I think, Declan outside of the window.
Yeah, so I, meet him, see what he wants.
Yeah, so you'll pop it up, open the door, and Declan's standing there, gripping his thigh or whatever he's spraying.
God, what the hell are you doing? Fuck, this hurts.
What the hell did you do to yourself?
Okay, I'm not as young as I used to be anymore.
but that's not the point. Why are you going to the crane?
You told me the plan was to go to the crane after I've gotten the keys.
That's fine. That's my bad.
What do you want me to do?
All right. So here's the plan. I'll make a distraction for the guards. You guys can either take them out or sneak past them.
You say
and
you guys.
I'll see if.
Sorry, you say you guys didn't realize Excalibur is still.
Yeah, Excalibur is still over there. Yeah.
She's on the
perimeter. Wait, is she with us?
No, you ran over. Excalibur.
You ran over. You left her.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that takes us to Excalibur. Do you have anything that you want to do at this moment?
I mean, it's kind of related to Declan's plan, but I was thinking, I have a thing for being able to talk to kind of everyone because I'm an activist for social change. So I might be able to talk to the guard and convince him to give us some information.
Sure. Yeah. So we'll split scenes there. We'll say that you, as Declan runs off and sprints something, hurts something in his aging body, you gracefully walk over to the armed guards.
The contrast.
Yeah. So your weapon, your Excalibur, is in bracelet form right now, so it's totally inconspicuous. I think that's one of your tags.
Cool.
And you make your way over to the guards, and they are visibly like they're not up in arms, they're not raising their guns or anything, but they are facing to receive you as you walk up. Yeah, do you say anything as you're walking over, or do you wait till you get up there? Or?
Well, firstly, how many are there?
So they'd be guarding the perimeter. I'll say each hangar has two or three entrances. So in your immediate vicinity, there's just two. At the one door that's like maybe the main door of this hangar. They're standing out there and they're armed, like I had said. And they are receiving you, but you think that at some other point, at some other entrance in the perimeter of this hangar, there would be more. Or there could be more, I should say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, she's supposed to be quite wealthy and upper class, so I'm going to assume she will try and speak down a little bit down to them. So I'll just, I think as she's walking over to them, she'll just be like, "Evening, everyone. How are you doing?"
We're doing fine, ma'am. We can allow you in here. It's actually kind of late. You shouldn't be out here at all.
Oh, it's fine. I can take care of myself.
Okay.
I was just what. How long have you guys been working here? Just wondering how everyone's been doing. How long have you been working here now?
Well, for me, it's been a couple of months, and the other guard time's in. Yeah, about the same for me. I think a little bit longer.
Oh wow, do you take really long shifts or something?
They tend to be pretty long, between 10 and 12 hours. Pays well though. Don't tell anyone I told you that.
Don't worry, secret's safe with me.
Thank you.
When do you change over shifts?
They will both glance at each other at that question. That's a little sus. I think that constitutes a roll. I think that'll be...
Okay.
What do we think? I think a convince makes sense.
I think it'll be convince, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the more social one. Do you have tags that you think will help?
I mean, I was thinking contacts in every neighborhood and maybe seasoned negotiator, but I'm not particularly negotiating with them on anything.
Yeah, seasoned negotiator sounds close, but I don't know if this qualifies as a negotiation. What was the other one?
Contacts in every neighborhood. Maybe they'd be more willing to talk to me.
Okay. Yeah. So these are like working class guys. These are blue collar guys.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anyone's name or like anyone you know that you could invoke to ease them up a little bit?
Let's think.
And what was it that you asked? You asked when does the shift change?
Yeah, when do they change over shifts?
Yeah. So maybe there's somebody that you know that is in the same kind of field where they work long hours, and you could posture like you are just familiar with the setup that they have with their job.
Yeah, sure. I'll go with that.
Okay. So I won't make you act that out. We'll just roll. Let's get a convince. Let's roll a convince. Oh, and you can use sorry, you can burn
Oh,
your contacts. Yeah.
okay. It's fine. It's fine.
So can you roll a convince?
I rolled a miss. That's what I did.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see. Oh,
It's
it adds
clearly
the
not
tech.
limited
That's
to
awesome.
D&D.
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's true. We'll say they don't recognize the person you're talking about, and this is a real person. This is somebody you actually know. But they are probably assuming you're making something up to get information. Um, yeah, we can't really tell you when our shifts end and when we change God, because that's it's kind of a vulnerability, and not that you seem like a dangerous person, but it's kind of against our orders. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure I could. It's fine. I understand. I'm quite familiar with having to keep things private every now and again. Secrets are not a mystery to me.
Well, if there's anything else we could help you with, we'd be glad to call somebody else over.
But now I can't be too inquisitive.
Yeah. So you haven't like made an enemy in these guys. I think maybe they're a little bit suspicious. If you press certain things, you might draw a little bit of ire. But you could still talk.
Yeah. So are you guys on the night shift or you?
Yeah, all
Just
night.
finishing in a while.
I think we. Oh, wait. What did you ask? What was that last bit?
Oh, like, are they on the night shift or are they finishing in a while?
Yeah. So that's in the same vein as when's your shift.
Yeah.
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 Maybe she could just chat to them while we're doing something, as a distraction.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
know what?
sure.
Okay, so there's actually a mechanic for that. There's a core move. It'll be change the game. That can help. That can help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So rather than trying to convince this time, let's try to change the game. I think that might just be a straight roll, unless there's anything.
Well, for my thing, I think I can use living in a dream.
Yeah.
So, and I'll say that like my premonitions about it, like I know that something's up as I'm like resting my leg, and I just like look over and I kind of see her talking to one of the guards, and just the body language of that doesn't really seem right to me.
Okay. So, are you trying to make a move or?
Yeah, I think I'll just like because we can add that to the change the game roll.
Yeah. Well, the change the game roll is like an assistance in itself. So if she makes it, she'll be helping you guys to get into the crane without being noticed. With
oh wait, are we not in the crane?
Yeah, no, you guys are both in the crane. She is trying to distract, or at this point is trying to distract guards from looking over at you guys, which might help. Because one of these guards might be the one that saw you. So
okay, because I was going to say like we could distract the guards from her.
Yeah. You guys are a ways off, so you'd have to like.
I would have to do something with the crane or something. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, don't we all have phones? We could just text each other.
Yeah, more than likely we all have phones.
Because I think it's at the moment rather than these guards don't seem very violent or aggressive at this point, so I think changing the game might be okay, whilst you guys still try and get into the crane and sort everything out with that.
Do you want to try?
Yeah, I'll try and change the game.
Yeah. We can go with your minutes if you want, Jack. But I was gonna say we could retcon that and let her try.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Because I think you guys are the ones that need the distraction right now. With you having been seen.
Yeah, we can possibly use the crane to like jump onto the hangar, on top of the hangar even.
Oh, that's
not even a bad idea. Like you can do that. I definitely can't. I have a sprained hamstring. I don't think I'm going to be jumping off of cranes anytime soon.
Did Declan say what his plan was?
I think the plan was just to distract them with moving around some crates. Okay. And then when they come to like figure it out, I guess talk my way out from it.
Okay. Okay. So we'll say right now Excalibur is schmoozing. She's drawing attention away, so you guys can make a distraction further away from the hangar. So go ahead with a straight roll of change the game, Excalibur.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh God, Jesus.
So okay, so we'll cut away from that for a second. Yeah, it's a mess. We'll go back to Kitsune and.
Oh my
Declan.
God, I missed again. Wait.
Oh my God.
Okay, I had 4 misses in a row.
Yeah, that happened last time too, right? Where you got something really low and it was just like lower progressively.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that might have been Jack.
Missing is really easy actually. If you don't have like power tags active.
Yeah, very easy.
Because like I think the power tags are like important.
They're very important. Yeah. That makes me want to look up the mechanic for burning them though, because I don't know if it's that they burn at the or they return at the end of the session and you can only use them once, because that seems like excessive because you only have 9 or 12. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll cut back to Kitsune and Declan. What are you guys doing?
I think we got to figure out a plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I could just say to Declan, like, okay, I'll just say this. I don't think your plan's going to work. If you look over there, I think we can use this opportunity to jump on top of that hangar, or at least I can. I might be able to find a way at the top or around the back, and they won't know I'm coming.
That's not a bad idea, but that is a good idea. Yeah. Although I need to figure out what we have to do with what's your name?
Excalibur.
Excalibur. Okay. I need to figure out what we need to do with Excalibur. That's going to be a really difficult thing to get us out of. It looks like she's in a bit of trouble. So I'll go help Excalibur if you can maneuver the crane on top of the roof.
It's very possible that if you, while I climb up the crane and get to the end of it, you maneuver it. During this, the guards see that the crane is moving, but they don't see me jump off onto the hangar. So they come over to you and leave Excalibur where she is, and they question you. So they don't know I'm even there, and Excalibur's left alone.
That makes sense. All right, that's a good plan. Go ahead and get outside onto the crane, and we'll get started.
Okay, good luck, my friend.
Same.
So, Kitsune, I assume you're handing the keys off to
Yeah, I'm handing them over, and I'm gonna climb up the crane, so I'm gonna probably have to roll now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the 8 keys. And I'm just going to. I'm gonna lean outside of the window, and I'm just going to drop my cigarette, and I'm just going to go, "Why?"
Yeah. So you have a ring of 9 keys on you now. Kitsune, we'll do your. We'll get you on the crane in a sec there. There's 9 keys. There's each of them has a rubber housing on it, of various colors. You don't know which one.
Do any match?
Do any match?
Like the key slot, like, or whatever it's called. Like in terms of color.
So the key slot itself is like the interior of any vehicle. It's just black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess trial and error.
I mean, this might make it a little more obvious. Each of the housings, the rubber housings on the keys is a primary color.
Okay. And the crane isn't a primary color, right?
The crane itself is actually. It's rusted yellow.
Okay, I will try the yellow key.
Okay. There's a few. There's I'll say like 3. I think it's fair to say that you will try them all, and maybe it works on the second or third one, and you get the crane started. And then Kitsune, I think, unless you want to do it stealthily, I think it'll be take a risk to climb.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to be stealthy because the guards probably can't see me from where they are. Or they're not looking at the crane anyway.
Yeah, I'll say at this point they haven't looked at the crane yet.
So
this will be happening as Declan is figuring out the keys. You're making your way up, so yeah, we'll do take a risk.
Okay, so can I add any tags or anything like that? Or is it just?
Let me see how tags work actually, because I think you can only use them once, but that seems excessive, or not excessive, but
Yeah, that does seem weird.
Yeah, I'll just say for the time being, because it seems like a little bit much to not let you use them. I'll say for the time being, you could use any of the ones that you used before.
Okay.
So Nimble as Pox may help.
Yeah, and parkour definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two, they're very, very, they connected.
Yeah, it's like acrobatic feats.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah.
So is it just 2d6 plus 2? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It's not a miss. I don't think. Is it? Or is it? Oh, it's a 7 to 9, isn't it?
Probably is.
Yeah, it's a 7 to
7
9.
to 9 is like an almost.
Oh damn. So I'll probably fall off or something, right?
Wow, the 2d6s too. Like these are surprisingly bad rolls.
Yeah, that's part of the course for us though. We're awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Let's see how high I can get. I'm just going to spam.
Yeah.
I got 10 on like the last one.
Without.
So that's a 9 and an 8.
It's so. Oh god, it's really not. It's all over the place.
It's very inconsistent.
Yeah. No 10s or 11s or 12s, so that's pretty consistent.
Yeah. Okay, well, so what happens? I've missed a wrong maybe or something.
Yeah, I think there's some sort of complication. Well, there definitely is some sort of complication. I don't know if there's one specific to take a risk though. Let's see here. Take a risk.
I think it's pretty vital. I need to get up this crane.
So it's the same thing. You'll have to. It's a hard bargain or an ugly choice. So I think the obvious thing is you fall off. But we'll say you haven't made your way that far up yet. But you'll fall off, probably incur an injury. What else? So one will involve staying on. But you slip, catch yourself, and maybe make noise. Let a noise out, and you will draw the attention of one of the guards from across the other from across to the other ringer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if that's an option, then it's possible that they start to come over to the crane before he's even started it, or is it already started by now?
Yeah.
Or is it in the process? He's in the process of trying the keys, isn't he?
Yeah. This would be when Declan's figuring the keys out.
So if I make a sound already, it would make it a bit more stressful for Declan, and they probably would find it harder to believe him, whatever excuse he came up with.
Well, they would certainly come over. They would find you guys and investigate. Yeah, and then the alternative is you fall out of sight, so that when you do make a sound or whatever, it's maybe muffled a little bit and you don't get discovered.
But I injure myself.
Yeah.
I think it's really bad for someone like me to injure myself.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, if I'm so used to being, parkour, I could maybe take a fall.
Yeah, possibly. I'll say if you choose to fall, I'll let you face danger too to mitigate.
Oh wait, one of my weakness tags on Ninja After a Fashion is fragile.
Oh, is it really? Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, so I definitely can't take a fall.
It's okay. Just go for it.
I think that I should. I might. It's a bit dodgy though, because if we do alert the guards, would they see me up on the crane, or would they just?
That's the plan.
Yeah.
I'll say they hear something.
They hear something. Okay.
Yeah. So they don't necessarily know what it is, but they're already not on alert, but maybe suspecting something because somebody just came up asking about their shifts. Somebody ran across the docks earlier. Like they're maybe on edge a little bit. And this would send them a little bit further off on edge.
I'm a little bit wary of my fragility, so I think I'm probably going to slip and make a sound, but not fall.
Okay, so you're making your way up the crane. You're maybe about halfway up, and you begin to slip. Maybe it's been damp. And you catch yourself, and you make some sort of noise as you catch yourself. And we'll cut back over to Excalibur. You just failed was it
Yeah,
convince or it was change the game?
it was both.
Right. So yeah, I think the last thing you asked was something pretty close along the lines of
Yeah,
of asking what their shifts are again. And the guards are a little more visibly a little bit more on edge now. They're looking at each other. And then you also hear a little yelp or something, like a little shout that you would recognize as Kitsune, but that the guards just kind of recognize as somebody being in a premises where they're probably not supposed to be. One guard looks to the other like, "Hey, go check that out." But ma'am, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. This premises is off limits to civilians. And we appear to have something going on. And he eyes you very suspiciously. And his friend walks off. So,
right.
Yeah, his friend
Declan and Kitsune. Kitsune, you might be focused on climbing, but Declan, you definitely see somebody heading over. And this is probably exactly as you start the crane. So the crane's going. They probably hear that too. I don't know if the crane the crane can't roll to be quiet, so they hear that too, and they're heading over with a little more urgency. So Declan, you see that, and Excalibur.
That's good.
He's asking you to leave, basically.
Excalibur. I'm gonna yell at Kitsune. I'm gonna be like, "Hey, kid, hide!"
Okay.
Just like before they get there, just to make sure that.
So they'll probably hear that though.
So I'll say they're not close enough to hear that yet.
Okay.
Or let's do a sneak around, Declan. And then I guess Kitsune, you will be doing one right after. So if you guys want to do them at the same time, that works.
Okay.
I think for me, it would probably be like a take. Well, I hate to say take a risk, but face danger.
Yeah.
Probably right.
Well, that's resisting effects. That's resisting attacks and stuff.
Okay,
what is it that you want to do? Because I assumed you would want to be quiet and telling Kitsune to hide.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that he's probably in. Was he really far up the crane?
He was halfway up when he slipped, and that was right when you started the crane. So moments after that, he's probably not too far past halfway up.
So it would take probably a shout. So I'm just going to motion to him, I guess, or just look out the window and kind of glare at him.
Maybe you smack the side of the crane or something.
Yeah, just something to get his attention and just let him to know, a look to say stay away, and I'm going to walk out onto the balcony of the
crane. Okay. Your angle is that you're receiving the guard that's coming your way.
Yeah, and hopefully Asma's probably on her way back too. I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna bring out my phone and ask if she could come to the crane with us.
Okay. So you stepped out on the platform of the crane. You pull out your cell phone and you're texting Excalibur. Excalibur, as this guard is asking you to leave, you receive a message from Declan, and it says, "Feed."
Oh.
What, does it say something in particular?
Yeah. Just I'm going to say trouble at crane. Trouble at crane. Get here now.
Okay, so Excalibur, you receive a message that says that.
Yeah, I'll just take out my phone. I'll just sort of casually say to the guards, oh, it's okay. I'll head off now anyway. My friend wants me to go have a drink with her.
We appreciate that, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll start to leave. And is there a way to circle around the crane without them seeing me?
Yeah. So the guard that left, the guard that headed over toward the crane is taking a direct route. I'll say there's maybe a path around some containers that will be less direct and will take longer, but you won't be seen by the guard that's heading over there if that's what you're after.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay, so you'll arrive shortly after. It won't take forever. You'll arrive shortly after the guard that's headed over there. So Kitsune, you're maybe 3/4 up of the way of the crane now. Declan, you're standing outside and just finished sending a text message, and you see you probably see Excalibur receive it and head over, and you see a guard um approaching faster than she is and much closer than she is.
Okay, good. I'm gonna pull out a cigarette and I'm gonna light up.
Nice. Tell me about it. Yeah.
Just gonna have lung cancer by the end of this.
He's already got it.
Like,
You must, yeah. So the
my
guard
lungs look like blackened pieces of charcoal.
So the guard is coming up, and he notices you when he gets close enough to Crane. And he's armed. Oh, actually, these guys have stats. Let me make sure they're actually armed. But he's walking up to you and saying like, "Hey, you're not supposed to be out here. What are you doing? Get off of that crane."
Hey, did the boss tell you that you could be here?
Did the boss tell you? Do you even know the boss?
The boss? I'm working for Jack Napier. I know you're here pretty late, so you probably know what's going on. And if you know what's going on, you know it's best to stay out of it.
Buddy, I don't know Jack Napier. I know Stanislav, and that's all I know. And I don't think you know Stanislav.
Stanislav and Jack Napier used to work together a long, long time ago. It's one of those things that it's old blood. I've been around a while.
Okay.
I definitely know between them. Now look, I got this pain in my leg. If you're going to keep bothering me while I'm trying to do my business, then you're going to have to face the wrath of Jack. And I don't want that to happen for you and me.
So that's going to be a convince for sure. And just to clarify, these guys don't have guns actually. They probably have just normal thug weapons, improvised like billy clubs, fucking crowbars.
Batons maybe?
Yeah.
I am going to fucking slaughter this roll because you want to know what power tags I've been applying just because like what I used in the conversation.
Yeah.
Dubious antique stealer has smuggling and business connections. Power tags of rugged and authority. I didn't put good judge of character because I'm not quite sure if I could. And then but so that's like
rugged and authoritative for sure will work. What were the ones from Dubious Antique Stealer?
Smuggling, which is literally what's going on. So
fuck.
I'm
yeah.
And business connections, which would be the Jack Napier and the old blood thing.
So Jack Napier, we'll just say that's a real person.
Is a made-up character.
Yeah. Oh, do you want it to be a made-up person?
Oh well, it doesn't matter. It's up to you. I made it up for the sake and convenience of the conversation.
Okay, so yeah, in universe, we'll say that's a person that actually exists. I think given the circumstances, that all works out, and like they are smuggling. Presumably, but above game, they're smuggling. So yeah, I guess roll convince plus 4 power. I don't know if there's a cap to. I don't know if there's a.
I don't know whether it's a max of 3 or something. I remember reading.
Yeah, is it a max of 3?
I mean, it's optional. It says optional, so it's up to you. Yeah, it's up to the DM.
Yeah, I like that. Rule of cool. We're adherents of the rule of cool here. So yeah, roll convince plus 4 power.
It's gonna be a bad roll. Oh my god, it's good.
Oh, barely.
Nice.
That would have been bad without that stuff. Yeah, so that's a resounding success.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so you visibly frightened this guard.
I was the old blood up in this bitch.
Pretty much, yeah. You invoke some names that probably strike fear in him the same way his boss's names might, and he's like, I don't want any trouble from Jack. I do not want to face the wrath of Jack. Please, whatever you're doing here, please just stay away from that hangar over there, and we're good.
Stay away? You're telling me? And you're here interfering with our business.
Well, I have to say that. I'm a god for that hangar, so yeah, I have to say stay away from it. But yeah, dude, go about your business. Otherwise, I'm not trying to mess with Jack. Nobody here is trying to mess with Jack.
Hey, that's fine. I get it. Like, it's one of those things. It's difficult. I know how it is. I used to be like you for a while. Something I do need to know, just so that way, like, my plans don't interfere with yours. What part of the container are you using?
Which part of the hangar?
Yeah, which part of the shipping platform are you guys using? I need to see if there's any interference.
Is that another convince?
Well, it's up to
Is
you.
It is up to
Is
me,
it?
huh? I hate that.
Welcome to the DM dream.
Investigate maybe. Yeah. One more convince.
Oh, please. Do
Just
not
because it's a
fail.
little more bonus.
Oh.
if you-
No!
I forgot to add the
Okay.
power. Okay, we'll say there's a power. Come on.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 9.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. If
well,
we're doing it, we
all
can use
4
them again.
now.
Uh,
I would say like it
which
would
ones
only be
apply?
like rugged and
rugged and
let's
authoritative
see.
for sure. Rugged and authoritative for sure.
So
And then I'd say, well, smuggling is a half and half. Like I'll leave that up to you. Because like it could apply because it's like like the deal with it.
So it worked. It worked for the last one because it was like it was pathos, like it was convincing. In the literal sense, like it was convincing because you were saying that you knew something about the business and you actually do. In this case, it's just like you're looking for insider information, not necessarily just about smuggling, but about their operation specifically. So rugged and authoritative, yeah, for sure. Smuggling, I don't know, and business connections, maybe for the fear factor. Okay, I'll say at most 3. Business connections would work, yeah. So,
would you want me to re-roll, or would you want me to
no, that
add
works.
that to the previous roll?
Okay. Yeah, we'll add it to the previous roll. So that's an 8. That's a soft hit or whatever. So I mean, I can't tell you the internals. I don't want to mess with Jack. I don't want to mess with you if you know Jack. But we're in that hangar. That's all I can tell you. And we're using the whole thing, I guess. That's all.
What time are you guys shipping out?
I'm gonna say he turns around. Actually no, he backs away. He's like, I can't tell you any more than that. I'm sorry, but I have to get back to my post. And then
I'm gonna actually advance on him.
Oh god.
And I'm going to press it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna say,
oh dear.
Hey, you said you didn't want to mess with Jack, and we got our plans here too. I know that there's communication between them, but I haven't heard anything from him in about an hour. That's difficult for me, as it's difficult for you. How long have you been working this job?
A couple months, but we don't hear that much either.
Yeah. A couple months, so you don't know what's going on. Like, these are very important people. These are big people, and you know what happens to people who don't have the, how do I say it? You know what happens to people who mess up, right?
Yeah, but part of messing up, that's giving away information that I can't authorize is okay to
you know how long that they've worked together? You know how many deals and many things that they've shipped out? You know how many antiques that have been brought in through here?
I mean, I know it's a lot, but like I said, it's only been a couple of months, and it's been a couple of months of standing outside a door telling people to shove off. That's it, you know?
And that's fine. That's what you get paid to do. You know what I get paid to do? Is I get paid to move this crane, and I get paid to do some other stuff. And other stuff that I can't tell you about.
Oh,
but you know what? Yeah, I'm being very aggressive with this.
Oh dear.
Like I'm seeing if I can press my luck.
He's nervous.
See, yeah, like I want to see if I could like really just take one home. You know what? How about this? Right? You take the night off. I'll talk to your boss. We know what's going on, but we don't need somebody who's as inexperienced as you. If I see you around here and you're interfering with my plans again, if I even look at you, right, you're going to end up like the last few month guy who disappeared.
So there's a move that you use for threatening people. I forget what it is.
Oh yeah.
Let's
get it.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for, right?
I feel like you should blow some smoke into his face with your cigarette.
Oh my god. That'd be so choice.
No. I got it. I'm gonna he's backing up against the railing, and I'm gonna take the cigarette out, and I'm gonna put it out on the railing behind him.
Okay, yeah.
He's gonna hear.
So you're like right face to face. Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's...
like literally, like almost semi-romantic distance, but way too into his personal space.
So deeply troubling distance. So that's actually
Yeah.
convince. Threatening is actually convince again. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'll just let you make that again.
So-
I'll say for this one, rugged and authoritative are the only ones that are gonna apply.
Okay, please.
These have to work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, boy. Wait, choose a relevant status with tier equals power.
Your power
What
is
does that
2. So you.
Oh, so you can make him have a status, yeah.
Yeah.
You could have done that with the last one or the one before too.
Did you get a 10 early?
Oh.
Oh, you could. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you could have made him have a weakness or something.
So like I said, these there's no hit points in this. There's statuses. The statuses go up to a certain point, and they debilitate you when they're up to a certain point. So these guys have different tracks.
Okay, I get it now.
These guys have different tracks for statuses. That once you hit the limit on them, they will fuck off pretty much. I am wondering if it's kosher to just tell you guys what the limits are.
Mild, minor, major, dramatic, and then at tier 5, the character is out.
Yeah, so for characters, it's 5. And there's stages beyond that too for different kinds of characters, I guess. But for these guys, they're actually not that high. Like, one of them is like bribe is 2. You could get them with the status of bribed, with a power of 2, and they would just leave. But this is threatening. But with that earlier one, you could apply a status.
Up to 4, yeah.
Up to 4, and then 2 more with this next one.
Okay, yeah, I'll do threatening for both of them, because that seems like the most relevant. Like, it's an intimidation type of thing.
Yeah. That's extremely convenient because their threaten track their threaten track is 4. So this guy this would be like during the course of all of the convincing that you're doing, because this happened earlier. But once you're telling him, like, we don't need someone as inexperienced as you around here, like, fucking up the operation pretty much, he will visibly start shaking and, like, tearing up, and he's like, yeah, okay, I mean, I see what you mean. I guess I'll just get out of here for the night. And
before he leaves, I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm just gonna say, hey, it's okay. You're totally fine. Just go visit your family. Spend time with them. Enjoy the night. Do I have any money?
Pouring salt into every wound.
Yeah, we'll say you have some money.
Okay, I'll just give him like a solid 20 and tell him, hey, go buy a drink. You'll be okay.
He's like, yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll have a drink and then I'll go back to my family. Thank you. He says,
enjoy your night.
Terrified. And
wait, before you go, do you have the keys so that way I can get myself in?
I mean, that works. He's gonna be like, you know what, this is my boss, so I should probably give him my keys.
That is the stupidest thing.
He after you give him the money, after he's like in tears, sobbing, and saying he'll go see his family and have a drink, he runs off. And as you're asking that, he yells, "It's not locked. That's why there's gods."
Beautiful. I knew that.
Oh God.
Thank you, I appreciate
the other guy is going to be scared as to where his guard has gone, but he's going to also be very suspicious.
That's the thing, actually. We see that guard run over, and start frantically in tears, in a hysteria, explaining to the other guard that there's some maniac over by the crane that works for Jack Napier. That is threatening him and saying that they need to leave. And the other guard's like, "Oh, Christ, Jack Napier, really? Like, there's somebody connected to Jack here?" I don't want to mess with that at all. I know Jack Napier. He's ruthless. You do not want to face the wrath of Jack Napier. Trust me. We don't need this job. Let's get out of here. And they both leave.
I'm just gonna have every made-up character's name be Jack. You got Jack Napier, you got Jack the Ripper, you got Jack the strong man of iron.
There might be a third though. Remember.
Yeah.
There
So
might be a
they
third.
they take off, but they take off to the side of the building. And you all don't see this, but you do see an entire entourage of people leaving this building. That was enough to make them all leave.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
You're
So-
just too powerful, bro. Oh my.
Like, I think I took it a little bit too far with, hey, do you have the keys?
Yeah.
That's
That
an
was
emotionally broken man.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that
exactly
man-
what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's traumatized. Yeah.
And the rest are just that scared by how broken he is, because I don't know, maybe he's like a tough guy in his daily life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn.
Above game, these types of enemies work as a group. So they're like stormtroopers in the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game. So if you get them to a track where they're subdued or incapacitated, they're all done for.
If you guys have seen the movie Polar, actually, this is literally the exact same thing. The guy is so terrifying that all the henchmen that the guy hires, when they hear that he's coming to like the building, they literally just all leave, and one of them even to where he is, and he's like, hey, don't shoot, but he's in there. And like, keep in mind, it's like a semi-serious like comedy action movie up until that point, and I'm laughing my ass off because I've never seen henchmen just up and leave when they realize shit's fucked. So, and there's like 50 of them too, which made it even more funny.
What was it called? Polar?
Like,
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
watch
Polar.
that.
It was
Definitely.
actually a
That
pretty
sounds
decent
funny.
movie.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah. So that hangar is no longer guarded, as far as you
I
can
mean-
tell.
No need for sneaking anymore.
So Kitsune, I think you're at the top of the crane, pretty much waiting for Jack to get back in and drive it around.
Yeah.
Jack, you're on ground level now, just having ruined this guy's entire psyche. Excalibur, you hear that entire conversation as you're routing around the containers, the shipping containers. And I'll say you pop out just as the guard is running away. And you are pretty close to Jack now. To Declan.
I'll just do a slow and like silent clap to Declan and she's like, you know what? Well done.
Yeah.
shit, I forgot that I put out my cigarette. I'm gonna light up another cigarette. Where's our cigarette counter at? Like, we need to have.
This is number 3.
You have unlimited. You have
Number
unlimited
3?
cigarettes. Oh yeah, a counter for.
I
how
know,
many
but
you
like
want.
we need like a counter for just how many of my infinite cigarettes I'm going through. So I'm gonna put it as a status, and then once it hits 6, it'll be lung cancer.
Oh my god. Yeah, for every cigarette, it's one track. It's one status point. So
Yeah.
All right, so we're at 3 cigarettes right now.
Yeah.
That's
He's not gonna make it throughout the game.
It's just gonna drop dead at the end.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh my, is that disconnected?
Yeah. So that hangar is no longer guarded.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So Excalibur, you hear that conversation. You applaud Jack. You applaud Declan. And you see Kitsune practically all the way up the crane now, and it's pretty tall. It's crane height. And I guess Kitsune, you hear that conversation kind of distantly, not inaudible, but kind of quiet. And you see the guard run off.
Okay. I got it. Okay. So I know that Jack's. Yeah, I see all the guards go and leave.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Jack to spin the crane round so I can jump onto the hangar.
From your vantage point, yeah, you would see them. Leave.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jack, Declan, is Jack the Undying back? No. Okay. I don't want to autopilot him.
Okay. Well, I don't know how long he's gonna be, but I'll just be 1 minute. I'm just gonna go pop to the toilet.
Oh, actually, let's just take a break now again, I guess. So
okay,
we'll be
cool.
2 minutes. In 10
Alright.
minutes, we'll be
Yeah,
back.
sure.
Cool.
real life. Alright, so where did we leave off? Jack just ruined someone's life irreparably.
Several.
Yeah, several people's lives.
Because they're all going to have to get killed if they decide to kill them instead of
Yeah.
one guy. I almost felt bad, because if that guy just up and ditched, if he did it by himself, then
Yeah, he would shape up to be way worse if it was just him that left. It's probably in all their best interest that they all caved and went home. I think they'll go out for a drink together. I think they need that, and then they go to their families.
Wait, is it 1920s money or is it like
it's modern.
money?
Yeah, it's modern.
Damn, so that $20 ain't gonna stretch that far, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right. That's
Pretty
one
much
gold
in the
piece.
1920s, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think Kitsune is still up on the crane. Excalibur is standing by. Declan, having just watched him just wreck someone from the inside out mentally. And Declan, you are freshly out of that interaction. You've just lit another cigarette, I presume.
So I assume you're gonna go over to the crane and help me. So I'm still up there.
Yeah, you're kind of dangling up there.
Yeah.
Just standing there like, hello, anybody?
I'm just gonna walk over and I'm just gonna. You know what? We need Asma's help.
Yeah, Asma's still walking behind the
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I'm
pops
kind of
out just
standing
as.
there.
Yeah.
Hey, can I get your help with the kid? I think he got stuck or something.
The
Sure,
kid.
let's go.
Alright, and then I'm pretty sure we managed something in order to get his flailing legs.
I mean, what do you want to try to do?
What were you even doing? What are you even doing up there?
Well, I was gonna jump on top of the hangar, wasn't I?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and try and sneak in the back.
Hmm.
But that's not
Watching
necessary
too many
anymore.
of these Japanese cartoons.
Far too many, trust me.
Oh god.
And then there was going to be an explosion, and then there was going to be a billion things, and I was going to walk away with $1 billion.
Yeah.
Gotta leave in the party.
Can you get me down? I'm still stuck.
You know what? Can we wait like 5 minutes before we get the kid down? I kind of like seeing him struggle.
Oh yeah, hand me a cigarette.
Oh my god. So are you guys having a smoke while?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, let's do it.
So you guys are both watching, just lounging, watching, having a nice
Right,
smoke.
so I'm looking down at these lot, and I'm just like building up this inner hatred.
Yeah.
Like,
There's
you need
there
to
there.
apply, like anger to my status or something.
Yeah, you want that?
Teenage angst meter.
Yeah, actually. Roll
Yeah.
face danger.
Oh boy.
Okay, I still don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. I don't have anything on kitchen.
Oh wait, what? The sheet
so-
or?
Yeah, there's nothing on the sheet. It's just bio and info. That's what it says.
Oh, okay. So at the top, next to bio and info, you'll see character sheet. You'll want to shift over to that.
I
Oh
just
no,
see bio
yeah,
and
it's
info.
Oh
just
no,
not
it's
visible.
just bio and info.
Yeah, that's background. I did put stuff in there for the other characters, but yeah, I won't do that for him too. Yeah, but in character sheet,
There's not even. There's just tab bio and info. There's not even character sheet.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wait, so you guys don't see that either?
Nope.
Oh, that's problematic. Hold on here. Let me try again to show it to everyone. Is that just making it pop up?
Yeah, it did pop up.
Okay. Anything?
Nope.
Oh, that's so weird. Because, Declan and Excalibur, you guys can see yours, like, normally?
Yeah.
Like, you have the character sheet tab?
Yeah, even I can see them, but I can't see mine.
Okay. One sec here. Yeah, so, for the time being,
Do you want me to roll a specific dice? Or?
yeah, it's just 2d6 again. If there's anything that you have in your tags that you think would help.
For teenage angst, or
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Do I want to even win this?
So it will be like a distracted or anger status or something along those
Okay, so
lines.
if I get distracted, then I could fall or something.
It might contribute to that. But with the face danger, you will take less. You will take less of a
Okay.
or none at all. None of a
I
status tier.
honestly don't see anything here. You know.
Yeah.
sort of like teenage angst. So I think I'll just roll 2d6.
Yeah. Try 2d6.
Okay. 7. That's a pass, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Just about.
That's pretty good.
What does it
He's
say to
hanging
do?
on while we're finishing our cigarette.
Yeah. So you wave it off. You don't take a status, but you're probably pretty annoyed because they're ways off. You're like 100 feet in the air or something, maybe like
Yeah.
60, 70 feet in the air, and you see them. You see their little forms, and you see them spark up. You see like a little cherry, like in each of their mouths,
Yeah.
and you know they're stopping to have a smoke before they get you down. You could attempt to get down by yourself if you'd like.
I mean, if I can handle, I mean, I just might. Yeah, I'll try and make my own way down, just out of spite.
Okay, I love that.
Just watch it then.
So that'll probably be face danger, or no, that'll probably be take a risk.
Okay. So this is again gonna be climbing.
Yeah. So you have stuff to add to that, right?
Yeah, I'll add 2 for the nimble as a fox and parkour master.
Cool, that works.
Right, 2d6 plus 2. If I fall now because of you guys.
Yeah, that's on you guys.
It's on you guys. 6.
Oh.
Even with I got a 1 and a 3. What?
Yeah, it's bananas.
Right,
Okay.
So I fall and die. Look what you've done.
Kitsune is dead. I'm deleting the character sheet. So you fall for sure, but you don't fall off the edge of the crane. You know, like they have like ruts. They have like bars, crossbars, and stuff that structure the arm of the crane itself. I'll say you tumble down those. And you don't even tumble down all the way. I don't think. I think you trip as you're going down, and you slip like in between those structural like parts. So you're a little beat up. I'll say you take a status 2. So take injured 1. We'll just mark that mentally for the time being. Yeah, I expected that to happen sooner.
Is it like Jacob's ladder type tumbling? Like, is he just going back and forth?
It's like Plinko.
Pinging on the inside.
Yeah, so you were a little bit further down. You kind of accomplished what you wanted, but you're a little beat up now. Yeah.
A little bit mentally, you know.
Just sigh and head into the crane.
Dissatisfied and demoralized.
Yeah.
Just gonna turn the crane to where he can get like literally. If there's a shipping container that the crane's near that's about the height that he's at, I'm just going to turn it to it. That way he can just drop off onto it.
Okay. You can do that easy enough. Kitsune, by chance, can you use your sheet now? Does it have a character sheet tab?
Let's have a look. There is. Yeah, there is. Got it. Yep. It's
Okay. Wait, you can't see it, Jack?
No, I
I
can't.
can't see it.
Okay. So I edited.
I can even edit it. It says, but I don't know whether I should be able to.
Can you guys edit yours?
Yeah, we can edit ours.
Okay.
That's right then. Okay.
Well, what did I do differently for yours? That's weird. Okay. Whatever. So yeah. I'll say you can do that easily enough, Declan. You watch him tumble down. Rationalize that if he falls again, he could fall off and break his goddamn neck. And you move. You move the crane. You rotate it over toward one of the nearby shipping containers, and you are along for the ride. Obviously, Kitsune, and you're above a shipping container now. That's good stuff. You could jump down if you like. You don't have to roll.
Yeah,
for that.
please.
I'm not gonna make you. I'm not gonna threaten your life. So yeah, you're on top of a shipping container. I think Excalibur and Declan are maybe halfway through their cigarettes. As Declan hops out of the, or are you hopping out of the crane?
Yeah, I'm just gonna rejoin Asma.
Okay. So you guys are watching Kitsune jump down from the crane onto the shipping container, and I presume down to the ground from the shipping container.
I think I'm gonna talk to Asma in character. I'm just going to let's make some plans.
All right. So there aren't any guards anymore. What do you think that we should do from this point?
Frozen.
Oh, is she? Did we lose her?
I think she's frozen. Oh, there she is. There we
Oh.
go.
There we go.
Hey.
Regine.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
You were asking about plans, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do we still want to be trying to get into one of our hangars now?
Yeah, well,
Or like, as in like the same one that you were just climbing on top of?
Not quite sure.
We're talking the hangars. So the plan was to move the crane over to the hangar that was being guarded. They never actually moved it. So the one that they were next to was the one that Kitsune got the keys from. Yeah. So the crane has been stationary the whole time, pretty much, aside from rotating to drop Kitsune off. Yeah, and then the other warehouse is a ways off where you were initially, Excalibur.
Explore the hangar that the guys were guarding. I mean, that's what we came here to do, right? You know, see what was going on.
What do you think, Excal? Sound like a plan?
Sounds like a decent enough plan. Let's try it.
Okay.
Alright.
So you all head over.
Sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'd say we're just gonna take a nice little stroll.
Right.
That's
Um,
not doing much
I've got
on the
like
way.
my head down, you know, like hands in my pocket, you know, sulking a little bit,
That's good. That's great.
shuffling along. Yeah,
Declan is limping along.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like
Um,
maybe I'll decide to kick his shin later on or something.
I will
That'll-
put out one of my many cigarettes
Oh,
on you.
God.
John Bender's head. Yeah. So you guys head over. With the group of hooligans of goons that were hanging out gone, it's significantly quieter, and it was quiet before, but now it's graveyard quiet. I think rain starts to pick up, and it's not pouring, but it's misty and it's coming down. In combination with the fog from the docks, it's overall a pretty damp sitch, pretty damp location. You approach the Declan, unlocked doors of the hangar, and you guys are
Oh boy, do I.
you guys are standing in front of this hangar, this now unguarded hangar. Is there any way you'd like to proceed in particular?
What do we see anything in particular that catches our eye?
So the outside of the hangar is gonna be pretty plain. You see the windows up above on the second story. You assume it also has a gallery like the first one did that you entered.
Mm-hmm.
I think let me check the notes here really quick. Actually, I think there might actually be something to observe. Anyone who would like to make an investigation roll.
You can add things to that investigation.
Yeah, you can add stuff to any core move roll or any roll, I guess.
Yeah,
Anything that could help.
I don't think I could add anything that would help, and my
Oh,
rolls
you
are
don't.
pretty bad anyway. So
Okay, you'll abstain. Okay.
yeah.
Doesn't look like I have anything in particular that could help.
Declan, do you wanna?
Give me 1 second.
Can do.
Becomes resolve. I'm just kind of looking at the cinematic moves in
Yeah, you're good.
1 second.
I'm looking at the notes here too, just to make sure I got everything in order.
Yeah. As far as adding, I could add premonitions probably. Just like because I would say that just based on my experience with the
like whole smuggling bit.
Mhm.
This is like the only harbor in whatever town this is, right?
Yeah. I like that actually. Is that the only one premonition?
I could technically do smuggling, but I don't think pushing it would be
Smuggling.
good. I mean, it could be either or. What do you think?
No, no, no. I like that too. So I like both. You can add them to the roll. But for flavor wise,
Mm-hmm.
you like you don't control your dreams. And I don't know if all your premonitions come in dreams, but as soon as you got this case, I think you would have more premonitions relating to this case. And you would have had one that would have just been you're good. That would have just been an image. Would have just been like a mental image of people huddled in a dark place. You can't make out their faces very well, but you can make out their eyes, the whites of their eyes in this dark space, and they're all huddled together. And you know from the details of the case that Excalibur's contact gave her, you know that it's that they're hiding something, and you get the premonition, or you get the sense from your premonition that it might be people that they're hiding. From your smuggling knowledge, you know that the hangars sometimes are built into the bay themselves, into the docks, and that some might be arriving by sea. So you know that there might be a container inside this hangar, and you can draw whatever other conclusions you'd like from that. Um, for what did you get for the investigation? That's kind of like not common knowledge, but that's what you would know.
Here, let me. 6. That's a miss.
Okay.
That's what the power.
Oh, maybe I give you too much then.
A 1 and a 2. That's okay though.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'll move it downwards. I'll just say that there's probably danger. So
yeah.
that's what my character would know. So, but that being said, I am going to look around for some weapons because I do feel like it is a very dangerous place.
Oh, so you're entering?
No, I'm just going to like look around the outside, see if one of the guards.
Oh yeah.
Left something.
So I assume you have a gun because you're a gunslinger. So you have that at your disposal. But if you want something a little quieter, the guards.
Yeah. As many as possible, actually, because I'm thinking like what's it called? Just in case, like whatever we have. So like a pipe, probably, or
there's stuff like that around. There's just as a facet of being like at the docks. There's stuff lying around. I'll say there's a couple crowbars. I don't know anything about docks. There's a net.
Yeah, it's a little bit too extra, but I'll take the crowbars.
And then maybe one of the guards left behind a pipe.
Okay, I'll take a crowbar and a pipe. I'll give the crowbar to the kid.
Yeah.
And I'll take the other crowbar. I'll see if I can hang the other crowbar from my belt.
Yeah, you can do that. You put it through a couple loops, couple belt loops. And then Kitsune, you are handed a crowbar.
Cool. Here, kid.
Yeah.
Take this.
You have a you have a sword too. So you're armed with that. Yeah, he has a makeshift sword.
I'll be dual wielding. It's fine.
Hell yes.
Well, I don't really know how I can dual wield a crowbar.
You got the streaks in the anime. The sword of the ages. And then
Street samurai.
Yeah, just 100%
canon, but it's just a kid that watched too much anime. He's
pretty
not
much.
Even Japanese. He's not even Asian. He's just like a regular ass kid who's just like really into Japanese culture. Like he's just a
super level weeb.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's just a weeb that got like possessed by a fox spirit.
Yeah.
It's just got a lucky break. Yeah, so you've found those weapons. I'll say with an investigation check, you still know everything that you know about the ducks, and you had that premonition, just because it's interesting. You also oh yeah, what I said before, pretty much. You know that shipping container or a shipping container is probably inside of this hangar, and that is probably what they're hiding with that investigation.
How do they get the shipping containers out of the hangar?
So there's probably some other access. There's probably some other way of getting them out aside from by the sea, like the parts that are built into the docks.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, do they get them out by crane or do they get them out like is it an open roof
Oh,
type of deal?
yeah.
Or is
So
it like a truck?
yeah. So I'm not sure how that works in real life, but I assume there's also trucks and stuff. So I'll say for convenience that it's when they're inside buildings, it'll be with trucks, and when they're outside buildings, it's with cranes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's an interesting question.
Sure.
How strong do the doors look?
So they're big. They're hanger doors. But they're probably on the older side. Depending on what you're trying to do, they probably aren't that strong.
Okay.
'Cause-
I'm concocting an escape plan right now. So just letting y'all know.
Yeah.
Great. Okay.
Just the classic.
Just gonna smash open the hanger doors with a crane or something.
That'd be an interesting distraction, but I don't think
Yeah,
we'd be able
don't we
to
need
do
one?
that.
I mean, so he's gone to, so he's give us some weapons and whatnot, right?
Mhm.
But the lead was that there was something to do with the high school kids.
Yeah.
Wasn't there?
Something potentially relating to people having gone missing. Where the teenagers having gone missing is being hidden at the docks.
Yeah. So
that's
we
what.
need to find something in this. There's clearly something that they were guarding, right?
Mhm.
So I feel like we need to go inside. There's no danger of any guards.
There are no more guards outside.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't see why we haven't just gone inside already. Just to have a look around.
You could do that if you like.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to go inside anyway. Yeah.
Okay. So Kitsune will say you slide open the door, the large hanger door, and you see the first thing that catches your eye is a shipping container, a large shipping container, rusted red and showing its age, and in front of that shipping container, kind of standing just right in front of it, you see someone turn around and say, "Who the hell are you? And where are my guards?" Yeah.
Oh God. Okay.
I'm gonna look in and I'm just gonna drop the cigarette out of my mouth and just quickly light up another one.
Well, while you're looking at me talking to this guy, yeah?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, oh, okay, this is gonna be bad.
It might be. Yeah.
So who I am.
Yeah. Is everyone there? Like by the door as Kitsune opens it?
Everyone's like behind me, right? They were following me in.
I assumed,
I
yeah.
peeked through, yeah.
Okay.
He knows I'm here. I don't know if that asthma.
I said, "Who the hell are you people, and what are you doing here?" And he, as he's turning around, you see he does have a gun, and he's reaching over to something that's leaning against the shipping container, and it appears to be a handheld rocket launcher.
Just casually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casually, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. This guy's dangerous.
Mm.
So he asked me who the hell we are. Okay. As a little kid, so he's seen these two, right? He's seen these two behind me.
So he's seen you fully. He sees Declan poke his head in. Excalibur, was there anywhere you were thinking of being positioned? Like, would you have been standing there next to Kitsune as he opened the door?
Would you have been like behind the door?
Yeah, I would have been just behind the door. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, he sees the both of you and just a little bit of Declan.
Okay.
Do you want to stick with this Jack Napier story?
I feel like this guy knows something. He seems like he's the boss. Like he was maybe he's the leader of the guards or something.
Guys.
Oh no.
I think it's time we negotiate.
This figure is stepping towards you. You see him a little bit better now. One of the light from the windows of the hangar shines on him. He's tall. He's big. He's scarred up visibly on his face and his arms and all of his exposed skin. He's also covered in tattoos interspersed between those scars. He's a menacing mofo. And he's wondering who the hell you are.
I'm gonna peek my head over and I'm going to say, yeah, we have something for you.
Yeah, what is that? I think I may have something for you too.
And I'm going to pull out my gun and I'm going to
yeah.
Wait a second. Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Tell everyone. I one of my traits or whatever is the trickster fox spirit, and
Yeah.
this means that I can like hypnosis and whatnot, and I can convince people. I can do hypnotic suggestions and
Yeah, you can use like illusions and stuff, right?
and whatever, and I can do an illusion. Exactly.
Okay.
So
So
I'm thinking maybe I try and make an illusion where we look like people he knows, or like maybe some of the guards or something. I don't know how powerful my illusion magic is, but if it makes him think that we are someone he knows, then he might just be like, he might just be like, "Oh, sorry guys, I didn't realize it was you."
Oh, you've seen the guards, right?
Yeah, so we know what the guards look like as well, so
yeah,
it should be easy enough to make an illusion. So I could try and do some. I could use all of those really.
yeah, illusory appearance, induce hypnotic trance,
Yeah,
make hypnotic suggestion. You could.
Yeah.
So I think you can use all of those. So it'll be a +3 to a convince roll. But I think that also qualifies as being pretty elaborate. Because I think you're not just using it on yourself. Yeah.
Elaborate trickery is easy to expose, so we've got to take it really easy when we do
Yeah.
this trick.
So that'll be, I think, a -1 to the total, so it'll be 2.
Okay, it'll be +2. So when I'm rolling with the character, how do I do it?
Oh yeah, is this your first roll with them?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So in the power tags, you'll check all of them, and then in the weakness tags, you'll check all of them actually. You'll check everything except the ones that say power tag and weakness tag, because those are just placeholder, like new, yeah.
Okay.
And then once all those are checked, it'll tell you what your bonus is.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay, so I click that.
Yeah, and then
tick that.
And then you'll roll.
So it says power 2. Okay.
Yep.
And then
perfect.
I click? What do I click?
I that seems like it convinced me. I'm open to. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, that seems reasonable enough. Okay, I'll click convince. Okay. 9.
Yeah. That's actually a good point to introduce another mechanic too. Whenever you introduce a weakness, or whenever you use a weakness in a roll, you mark attention on that card. So at the top, under the name of the card, there's a little abbreviation, ATTN.
Oh yeah, yeah, got it.
So you'll mark one of those. Once one of those gets marked all the way to 3, you'll improve that card. So that's when you would get like new powers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I give it 1 attention now, yeah.
Yeah. And
cool.
Yeah,
that's really interesting, actually.
Yeah, I like that part of it, of the mechanic. That works for every card. So like, the opposite is fade right next to it. That's when you turn away from the mystery of this card. So the question of Trickster Fox Spirit is, which is better, reality or fantasy? If you're presented with an opportunity where you could kind of discern more about that mystery, and you turn away from it, you would mark fade. And once you mark 3 fade, you'll actually get rid of that card and get a new one.
Yeah. Fair enough. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
And the way it works is if it's a Mythos card, a magic-y card, you'll switch it with a mundane card, with a Logos card, and then vice versa.
Okay, cool.
And then if you lose all of your Mythos cards, you pretty much you fall asleep, so to speak. You'll become like the people that are unaware of the mist and everything that's being suppressed by the mist. Okay. That's how all that works. So yeah, you got a 9. That's pretty close to full-on success, but it's a mild success.
I can choose a relevant status too.
Yeah.
Maybe is there anything like confusion or something? Maybe because the hypnosis might confuse him, and he also just saw some kid, and he's not quite sure, but then he saw his guard, so he might be confused.
Yeah.
Is there anything like that?
I think it's kind of open.
So you can make your own.
Yeah. As far as I understand, it's pretty open-ended.
Okay.
But that will like.
What would that do? Maybe it would.
So anything social, I think, would that would detract from.
Yeah.
Maybe attacks and stuff.
Maybe it'd make him a bit slower.
Possibly. It could, yeah. because maybe this illusion is slightly imperfect, and like the fact that it's shifting in and out and stuff is just confusing to him enough that he's not sure who to shoot, and
so confusion 2, okay.
Cool. So yeah, he has confusion 2 now. And I think this is happening just as Jack and he are raising their guns at each other, about to shoot. Jack,
So
do you...
Jack, you realize what's going
Or-
on? Okay, yeah.
Or
So then
Declan, I guess, yeah.
So I'm gonna add stuff to it because
Mhm.
specifically I don't want to shoot him.
Oh,
I actually want to, because I have adhesive foam on it.
yeah, I have no idea what that is. Like, it's not... Is it non-lethal or something? Because I saw that
I'm
too.
thinking it's just like the hardening, like, you know, the superhero, like, you know, like in the Flash, whenever like they take him out, or he's got like the foam that sticks his legs.
No, honestly, I don't. Sorry.
If you saw the Incredibles, you know the balls that stick to the strongman when he goes into the
Just
thing.
like instantly hardening foam.
Yeah,
Like basically just like a
Like a
mouth
restraint?
expand. Yeah, like a restraint type thing.
Okay.
But specifically, I'm not going to restrain him. I'm going to try to shoot on the inside of the rocket launcher
Oh.
to see if I
That's
can.
gonna be a difficult shot.
Yeah, it will be.
But I do have good shot and gunslinging stunts. So, and specifically, it's with the adhesive foams. That way, I can just stop him from being able to use it.
That, I like that. And that I mean, gunslinging stunts, it's like shooting dimes in the air and stuff. Like, this is gonna be hard, but it's not gonna be like the hardest thing you've ever done, I don't think. So, yeah, that will be either go toe to toe or hit with all you've got. I think go toe to toe is more for like close combat and like being in
I think
fray.
hit with all your guys. It's a relatively clear shot. And he's using 3 of your power attacks.
Because there's nothing between you and him. So yeah. So hit with what you got with 3. Was that you? Yeah, 9. Okay.
9.
Nice. So yeah, you choose one from one of those effects. For the sake of the people listening, the effects that you can choose from are: you take cover or secure superior position so that they can't hit you back. You get them good, or get many of them, but it's just the one guy. There's no collateral damage, or there's loads of collateral damage, and you hold the target attention if possible. So you can choose one from those.
I know exactly what I'm going to choose because it's perfect for the thing, so they can't hit you back. I'm just going to say it deactivated the rocket launcher, so I guess he kind of skips whatever would be his next turn or something.
Yeah. Do we think it's like physically, is it possible that he fires and it does like a Looney Tunes thing where it blows up in his face? Is that physically possible?
I know it's not possible in terms of like
yeah.
Well,
it would just obliterate the foam, right? But like send it off course or something.
Well, no, because I think like the foam would be decently strong, but I don't think that it would fire if it had something in the barrel. Because I'm not quite sure if it's how it's propulsed. So actually, it's a very good question.
Yeah. We'll say for now that he can't hit you back. So yeah, with the rocket launcher, he can't hit you back, and I think just for this turn, he will not take any other action against you.
All right, I'm counting on Aswell hardcore.
yeah. Excalibur, is there anything you would like to do? Did we still have Aswell?
Yeah, I'm just.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you're good. Go ahead. Go for it.
Do we just want to get some information out of him?
So he thinks we're guards at the moment.
Yeah.
So you could, you're good with your words. You could try and talk to him and be like, where are the other guys or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And like, you gotta lie.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just ask him. I did not hear what you just said.
Carry on. Yeah.
Me?
You also have the murder weapon too.
I mean, yeah, I could knock him out, but I think that's a bit counterproductive. Yeah, I'll just ask. I'll mention to him. I have not seen some of the guards around here. Seems like it's just us around. Do you know where they've gone?
That was my question to you all. They were supposed to be outside guarding. as their job is to guard?
Well, they're not doing a very good job of it. It's been us doing it this whole time.
Is that so? So you guys appear to be guards, but I'll say the situation is probably a little bit complicated, a little bit messy, because Jack just fired on him and stopped him from attacking.
Robert,
Yeah.
So we need to like do this quickly, I think,
Yeah.
before he realizes. What's going
So
on.
you definitely appear to be guards, but there's some question in his mind as to whether or not you're actually guards. Yeah.
What do we want out of him, though?
To be fair, these are guys who are trafficking kids, right? Like,
Yeah, we might even not want him to get any.
Yeah.
We could just want to have a look around.
I mean, generally, like, just, you know,
And
murder.
maybe we should get closer to him, because before he was going to shoot us and blow us to bits. But
Yeah.
now
This is
he's
true.
going to be, so we can actually take advantage of being able to, for him not to just immediately shoot us.
And you do have a crowbar and a sword.
So yeah, I might be able to, like instantly teleport to him or something, And
Do you have
just,
something
knock
like
him
that?
out. Yeah, because I have nimble as a fox, not necessarily parkour this time.
Yeah.
But I could in the
Actually,
animes when they just
fucking dude.
make that sound, it's like
Yeah, instant transmission.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Oh,
yeah. It's nothing personnel, kid.
yeah. I mean, yeah. So we could try that. I just go over to him and try and knock him out before he realizes what's going on, because he seems to be already very suspicious.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think? Is that? I think either
Well,
sneak
I don't
around.
know whether is anyone in agreement? Because
I mean, yeah, I could. Well, at the moment, my weapon is in bracelet form, so he can't actually. It's all inconspicuous. I could try and walk around him or something, and then maybe
if we
manage
go
to try and hit
do
him.
a pincer movement or something,
Yeah.
Are you guys is this in character or is this above game?
Okay, we'll do it in character.
Yeah.
No, because if we're in character, okay, right.
He could hear
I'm
you.
already moving now, so I'm gonna go over to him. I'm gonna try and do the nimble as a fox, and try and smack him on the back of the head or something. And hopefully, if it hits nicely and knocks him out. I know this is a tall guy, but
Yeah.
if I move fast enough, then I should be able to get enough force.
Yeah, you're nimble enough that you could jump if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
I think that's either a sneak around or take a risk. I'm actually not sure.
If I have a little look, to avoid a hit and draw harm, or is it to take a clear shot? Maybe it's a clear shot with full power because I want to knock him out.
Oh, you're trying to attack. Yeah.
Yeah, so I want to knock him out, right? So I could. It's also because it's so fast. It would be at full power. So maybe it's a hit with all you've got.
Yeah, we'll go for that, just for the sake of doing something. Yeah.
Okay.
So hit with all you've got with power of.
And that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's make sure, just because I don't want you to fail this.
Okay. Oh, I could do. Actually, if I use my katana, it's a weapon. It's a makeshift katana.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe because I don't want to necessarily kill him because it's using for information, I could use the butt of it, maybe.
Yeah.
Just to smack him on the back of the head.
Yeah.
And another thing is on my Logos, one of my Logos defining event cards, in one of the power tags is daring. And this is I'd say this is a relatively daring event.
No, it definitely is.
Yeah. So if I use the makeshift katana and daring as well as nimble as a fox.
So I think you're that does work. I think you're a high school kid, and that would be Kaito. Your defining a relationship Logos tag. That would make him probably about high school age too. So there's some potential that either you or he go. More importantly, that he goes missing too. So I'll say you have enough of an investment in this that it's in your best interest to do it.
Yeah.
So daring will count.
Yeah. Okay.
So makeshift katana. Yeah.
Nimble as a fox.
With
hit with all you've got.
Yep. So plus power of 3.
8.
Hey,
Okay.
that's a success.
That's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah. So you choose one of those.
Okay. You take colors, killers. You get them good. It's probably what I want.
Okay, so
You
it's a
get them
power of
good.
sorry. It's a power of 3, and then you get that +1 from getting them good. That'll make it a power of 4. So you choose a status that you inflict on them.
So getting them good is what's gonna knock him out. Maybe do concussion or something, because then if he does wake up, he's gonna be all over the place. He's gonna be probably not gonna be able to do physical, fighting one-on-one or anything like that. So if I do concussion, then he'll be much weaker when it comes to fighting if he wakes up.
The first one you did was confusion.
Yeah, so confusion because of the illusion. Off now.
So it could just be straight up injury. Like it could be hurt.
We'll do injury. Yeah, injury works.
Okay. So you're approaching this guy. You Naruto run in instant transmission up to him. And he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" And like points an Uzi at you or some sort of like handheld machine gun. Of course, it's handheld. And before he can even really get it all the way up, you clock him on the temple with the butt of your katana, of your makeshift katana. And his eyes roll back into the back of his head, and he topples over. This huge guy, this like tried and true thug. You just knock out with one hit, and he goes down.
Yeah. Maybe I like whisper to myself something about Kato, this is for you or something like that.
As you like sheath your katana again.
Yeah. I'm just like.
Oh god.
So edgy, dude.
I got lightheaded just thinking about that. That's fantastic. This person that you all can presume now is Stanislav, the person that the guards had described is now unconscious.
This is Stanis. Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah. I gave him a Russian accent because I thought it was Stanislav, but it's Stanislav. Whatever.
The Russian accent works.
Is cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that accent.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, he's passed out. And you're so you got closer to him to do to the shipping container subsequently. And you hear shuffling, like mice in the wall, kind of shuffling from this container.
Okay. I think before we do anything, I want to tie this guy up.
Yeah.
Maybe I could find maybe take one of my clothes or something. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, you're on the docks too, so there's probably tons of rope and stuff.
Oh, rope, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So if I find some rope or something to tie this guy up, that'll be good. So, shall I investigate or should I just find some rope?
No, you can find some. That'll be easy enough.
So we'll get some rope and tie this guy up. Yeah. Does anyone else want to do anything?
I'm gonna look around the shipping container and see if there's any attached truck or what have you.
So it's not attached to a truck or anything, but it's positioned to go out. It's like it came in from wherever it came in overseas or across whatever body of water, and it's about to go somewhere else. It was meant to go somewhere else.
It's going by ship.
Somewhere else. Sorry, it's positioned to be driven somewhere else. So it came in from the sea, and now it's been moved to go out on a truck, but the truck apparently hasn't arrived.
Perfect. Is there anybody inside that truck?
So the truck isn't there yet. There's no truck, but it's in the bay, where a truck would pick it up. Yeah.
There's no truck, but it's ready to be picked up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just the container itself.
Okay.
Yep. So Kitsune has Stanislav all tied up.
Yeah, this guy is all tied up now, so I'm finishing it off, tying the knot.
You guys handled that super well. The thugs, you threatened them enough to make them leave, and Stanislav, you got him down in one hit and stopped him from ever shooting you with anything. And this dude has.
I'm kind of impressed with the illusory. That was kind of good because he didn't want to shoot us then, did he?
He was taken aback because first he sees you guys because you guys just opened the doors as yourselves. But maybe the lighting was such that he could see your faces. But then like your form shifts, and then he sees apparently his own guards. So yeah, that threw him off enough to really get an edge on him. But yeah, he's tied up and passed out, and they think he's coming back to consciousness, kind of blubbering and like, oh, wow,
Yeah,
what are
just
you
groaning.
doing?
Yeah.
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 Bring this man? Like,
Sorry.
Is there anywhere we could bring this man to interrogate him, or is that like?
I mean, yeah.
We should try and see what's in the container because we heard some shuffling, some mice. It could be people, you know, if he's hidden teenagers or something.
Yeah, like quiet shuffling.
Yeah, so we don't know what's in there. We should probably call out and see if there is anybody in there. You know, say like, is anybody in here? Like,
or we could just like open it, like the element of surprise if there's something down.
I mean,
Either options are valid.
Yeah.
Either option
If it
is
is
valid.
bad, then we should open it straight away and try and see what's in there. But at the same time, we don't want to do that in case we scare whoever's in there. Or if it is bad, or if it's an animal, then like it sounded like the shuffling of mice, right? So
Yes, that was more metaphorical, like sensory wise.
okay.
Yeah, not literally mice, but you hear quiet shuffling. Yeah.
Okay. So
Can we?
I
Go
think,
ahead.
yeah, no, carry on, yeah, carry on.
No. I was just gonna say, can we sort of knock on it and see if there's any response?
Yeah.
Cool.
So I think we'll go with that actually. Yeah.
Would you like to, Excalibur?
Yeah, knocking it. Yeah, someone knocking it. Yeah.
So yeah, oh, sorry. Did you want to?
Yeah, sure, I'll knock on it.
Okay. So you walk up, Excalibur, the blade on your wrist, and wrap on the chamber door of the shipping container. And you hear somebody call out, a few people actually call out weakly, in another language actually. I'll leave that ambiguous, but they respond, and they don't sound like antagonistic or anything. They sound distressed.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just gonna call to Kitsune and Declan. There's people in here. I don't know what they're saying, but there's definitely people in there.
Okay. Maybe we start to look for the door, you know, like an opening that we could pull open.
Well, Excalibur knocked on the door. It's like a
door,
symbol.
okay.
Yeah. I don't know how shipping containers actually work in real life, but I'll say it's like a pretty simple matter to open it, and it's not. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could just straight up open it and see whether they're okay. They seem weak.
Yeah.
So
You good?
yeah, we could just pull the door open.
We got 2 crowbars.
Yeah. So just try to pull the door open.
Okay. You're doing that?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
All right. It's a simple enough matter. You slide a bar up and slide it over and pull the doors open, and as the light from outside from the door of the hangar hits the interior of the shipping container, you see people shielding their eyes from the light because apparently they've been in there a while. You see a bunch of people in not tattered clothes, but clothes that are visibly old with like markings and brands of things that like have changed their designs like within the past couple decades. And yeah, like I said, not tattered but not in the best condition either. And they're all huddled together, sitting on this inside the shipping container, kind of murmuring to each other in a language that none of you understand.
I'd say we gotta get these people out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, we could just like call an ambulance, or see some services that could help us, because obviously we're not going to manage to get all of these people out by ourselves.
Yeah, it's within like 20. I don't know how many people fit in a shipping container. I don't want to know.
It's probably about like 20 if they're really shoving them in there.
Yeah, we'll say 15, 20 people. So yeah, it's a lot of people. More than you could just like take yourselves. Yeah.
It's an interesting metric to have to
calculate. Yeah, it's not.
Just gotta Google that. See what who comes.
How many people fit in a shipping container? Yeah, no.
Immediately get flagged.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I personally believe we should call the police or something, to get these people sorted out.
You can do that if you like.
Yeah. So I ask around, like, you think we should call the police, sort these people out?
Yeah. I've apparently got family friends in high places. I don't know
Mm.
if I could call like I don't know the head of that kind of department or in the city or something.
Yeah,
Like the
you could know
hill chief.
like yeah, you could know either that like the police chief or someone high up in the police department. You could know somebody affiliated with like some sort of welfare program. Something along those lines. Yeah, any number of people that would
Yeah,
have the resources. Yeah.
I think I'll just mention that to them and see if I can try and contact them. I guess I might try and call them.
Another matter is sorting this guy out. This Slav or something like that.
Call the police. We all go to prison.
Yeah.
You two, they don't know that you're not involved. You animals.
Yeah, so they'll probably question us. Actually, we would. I think if we leave this guy here tied up, we could, yeah. If we call the police and let them come to the shipyard, but we just watch them from a distance so that they don't come and question us. They just sort out the situation. So it's an anonymous call.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
So they don't know we're involved. They just know that something's gone on, and there's people that need help.
Okay.
The reason why we're staying nearby is to make sure that the guy doesn't do anything or more people don't arrive.
Oh, so you're just to clarify for me, you want to call the police, leave an anonymous tip, and then stick around just before until just before they get there, just to make sure the guy doesn't run off.
Yeah, so maybe we could leave, but keep an eye on the container or maybe the hangar to make sure that nobody's coming in or out before the police arrive.
You could do that. You could hide nearby.
We could hide nearby, make sure the police don't see us and get us involved. I think that'll be good.
Yeah. Okay. Do you all want to do anything with Stanislav?
We could interrogate him.
Okay.
Well, yeah, before we call them, yeah, possibly.
Is that in character? Do you say you?
Yeah, I'll say that I'm in character.
He spits at you. He's a ways away, but he tries to spit at you. He's like, "I won't tell you shit."
God.
I don't know what that means, but I think it means something like awful. So don't look that up.
Yeah.
I think it's fucking bitch.
Oh really? Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he says fuck you instead.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I know how to say. Babushka? Yeah.
I mean, I don't really have anything to do with interrogation. Maybe I could just do some magic again and like convince him that he's talking to one of his friends, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it.
Yeah. I think he gets that you guys are like firmly like on the other side.
Yeah, by now he's probably impervious to whatever you throw at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I have is BS detector apparently.
You have BS detector.
Yeah, that's right.
How everything.
Oh yeah, you
that's
do.
in
That's amazing. That's so good.
That's in Ritual Dame, right? That's your power attack for Ritual Dame. I love that card. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you guys want to interrogate him, you could go about it any number of ways.
Personally, I don't think it's worth.
I don't think we'll get much out of him anyway.
Yeah. You use some coercion. I think it would be convinced, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could try. It doesn't hurt. It's not like there's any downside to it. Or just spit at us or something. Yeah, might as well try. So yeah.
And he's already tied up. Like it's probably in his best interest. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe Excalibur, you could use bullshit detector.
Yeah.
That would certainly help.
Yeah.
Sure.
Maybe Season Negotiator, possibly. You know.
Try
and get him to speak to us.
I'm gonna say yeah. I'll say that applies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see how that goes. So.
Yeah. Jack, you're the one who wanted to interrogate him. What did you actually want to ask?
That's a good question. I was thinking about something along the lines of
A question?
Yeah, more so we're just like what specifically are you doing with like the people?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like we're trying to get to the bottom of the mystery when it comes to the.
Yeah, why they come back as well? We need to know.
Oh, so the other thing is, you guys could tell these are not high school kids. This is like a mixture of people of various ages. From like.
So they're not teenagers.
They're not. Yeah, they're elderly. They're young, like children. They're adults. But they are not They're not locals, I'll say. They're from out of town is the term
Okay.
that the system likes for people who aren't from the city.
Yeah, I mean, if you want Excalibur, if you go to ask him, you could use your tough as a nail to try and like be really harsh with him and like, what the hell are you doing with these children? These people.
People.
Yeah, you know.
I think
Sorry,
all
you
of your
said-
ritual dame stuff would apply, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glamorous-
maybe not.
Glamorous.
Yeah, not glamorous.
Glamorous,
My
I don't
bad.
know about it.
Yeah.
Negotiated.
I question
yes,
that.
and-
Like, oh my god, she's so stylish. I have to tell her everything.
Oh my god.
Imagine. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have at least 3, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want to ask him what the hell
Yeah.
they're doing with these people?
Okay, so that'll be a convince plus 3.
Okay. Oh, please.
You got it.
It's not really gonna work now. Oh.
Hey,
Yeah.
whoa, almost a max roll.
Magnavolicus right there.
Yeah, so he's not in a great position. He's tied up, he's on the ground, and you approach, pretty menacing, because you're someone of like stature, very clearly. You can see it just looking at you that you're a person of stature. And you ask him, what was it? You ask him, what was he doing with those
What's he
people?
doing with all of these people?
I'm just the middleman. I'm delivering them to someone else. He kind of like reservedly says. I don't know what they're for.
Who are you delivering them to?
He looks kind of hesitant.
Then shout at him or something.
Yeah.
Who are you delivering these?
Give us the name.
Yeah.
Okay, the contact is Victor Cheng. And that's all I know.
Victor Chang.
Wait,
okay.
maybe your BS detector is like, hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, would that work? Could I tell if he's telling the truth?
Yeah, I'll say just that role itself. You know he's telling the truth. Like that's really all he knows. He's just a
Alright.
thug.
so
Yeah.
what was the name again?
Victor Cheng. I'll put that in
Chang.
chat. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
Have we ever heard of this guy? Any of us ever heard of this guy?
I think that'll be an investigate.
Okay. Yeah, I want to know
Okay.
if we've ever heard of this guy. So, I don't know whether I should do it or we should all do it. Maybe.
Yeah, you all can.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. If he's a contact. Yeah, sure.
Let's see. I've got something called high school rumors. I don't know whether that's gonna be any relevant.
So above
I've
game.
heard about him.
Above game. I think one of the Chings is like a high school age kid. Because it's a family.
Okay.
So sure, yeah, we'll see.
Okay,
that
I've heard of
works.
a child. Okay, so we'll try investigate. Okay.
Just imagining like they're just
Okay, I
all
got a 9.
It's like
9?
everybody
Oh,
else is named Jack.
Does it say to choose something? Choose one.
Oh yeah, it says spend your clues. So I've got 1 clue, and I can ask a one-to-one question to you
Mhm.
about the subject of the investigation. Ask another player about the character. So you must give me a straight answer or a solid lead.
Okay.
You can also choose to expose me to danger. The clues you give me are incomplete, fuzzy, or true part false. And you can ask me one question as well if you like, but I assume I'm asking this guy maybe.
It would be either me or one of the player characters. So either me or Asma or Jack.
So I mean, it's a bit dodgy if I ask one of those because I don't know whether they actually know.
Yeah, and it's about their character, so you probably won't get much.
Yeah, I could ask you. So
Yeah.
do I just message you or something, or should I just say it?
Yeah. Go in Discord. In the PMs.
Okay.
And then ask me, whatever you'd like about Victor Cheng.
So okay.
And then whenever you have the information, you can choose as
Yeah.
whether you share it or not.
Let me think. What do I want to know? So I want to know who this guy might. What? Yeah.
How do we get in contact with him or something?
Yeah. So where?
Or where is he based or something?
Okay, cool. Yeah, this will be off stream, so one sec, sorry.
Yeah, I think that's a decent question.
Oh, so okay. So the question you ask is player to MC, I guess, to me,
Okay, yeah,
basically.
yeah,
But
yeah.
okay, cool.
This is cool. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, I'm digging this setting.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Jack, maybe we should put out a cigarette on him and just pour the actual over him.
Hey, that's dangerous. I'm almost at 6 cigarette count. We don't even know what happens when you get that 6 cigarette counter.
Yeah, man, your lungs just like disintegrate.
Implode, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I can share this information if I like.
If you like, yeah.
Okay, so what I've learned, I asked him where. So because of my high school rumors that I got from one of my cards, I maybe know his kid. So I asked him. I asked where the kid lives. So whether the Victor Chang, is going to live with his child, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So the Chang residence is in town in the wealthier district, probably closer to where Excalibur lives. So we don't get an exact location, but we know where this guy might be based. So yeah, we could possibly use that and see what this guy's doing.
Yeah. At that point, it could just be a Google search or a search engine search.
Okay. Yeah. So with that information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that guy. Oh.
Are we gonna try and do the police thing now?
Yeah, you could still do that if you want.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're actually pretty close to. Well, we're at the end pretty much. Not the end of the case, but at the end of our one shot. So we'll say if everyone's cool with that, we'll say you do call the police. Is that all right with everyone?
Do that plan that we say, yeah.
Okay. So just to set the scene a little bit. You guys call the police. You leave him there tied up. You head off back towards the crane, I'll say. And then Kitsune, you don't have to roll for this or anything, but just so you have good vantage, you climb up on the crane again, just so you can keep an eye on the entrance and exit of the hangar, just to make sure Stanislaw doesn't leave. And yeah, you hear police sirens in the distance. And then the rain that was picking up earlier, it's getting heavier now. And that's the lead that you guys have. You have the name Victor Chang. You know that the Chang residence is somewhere in town, like Keith said. And yeah, that would be the next place that you guys hit up.
Nice, folks.
Yeah, and that's City of Mist. What a cool setting.
That was really good.
Yeah, I like this system. I mean, it's the only time I played it, but it's really cool so far.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So yeah, there's the link in the chat there if you guys want to download the starter pack that we have here. It comes with 7 pre-generated characters. It comes with like GM tracker like stuff and GM moves and cheat sheets for all the stuff that you can do in game. It's really cool and it's free. You just apply with your or you just give them your email and they'll send you all that stuff and emails too. But yeah, that's it. Catch us on Monday. Vanish still isn't gonna be here. He's out of town. But the Monday cast, part of the Monday cast is playing Vampire the Masquerade. So I'll be running that too. I've never played it. I've never played this either. But yeah, I guess I'm doing that now. Yeah, and then catch us normally at these times: Thursday 10:30 a.m. PST, Monday 5 p.m. PST. For the regular streams that'll be on the Thanks for Watching page right after this. Yeah, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Oh, and follow and subscribe if you want to, please. That'd be really nice of you. Peace out.